What up, pimps and bitches? Welcome to the Timeless Gamer Show, where our games and our bodies may grow out of date, but our gaming experiences will forever remain. It's gonna be timeless, and the show is now live in Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And for all of our old episodes, please check them out on the YouTube channel, Timeless Gamers Show, or just go to our website. It's timelessgamers.com. And for all of your comments, suggestions, insights, death threats, whatever, just send them all to timelessgamers.show at gmail.com. That's timelessgamers.show at gmail.com. And previously on the Timeless Gamer Show, we reviewed and roasted the heck out of Resident Evil 2002 movie starring Mila Jovovich. You know the one. All right. If you're curious on all of our thoughts and what we said, you know where to go, you know what to do. For this special episode of the Thomas Gamer Show, another video game challenge. Can't observe Raj again down there.
Yeah.
But before we go to all of that, let's present the panel for tonight. Sir Jose.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us for this episode where we're having another Virage video game challenge. This time we are tackling the cute-em-ups he had us play this past week. So hopefully it's a good one for you guys.
All right, thank you for that, Sir Jose. And about Sir Joel.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are. This is Joel of the Banyagang Native page, almost always here on Timeless Gamer Show, tackling cute-em-ups, as Viraj terms them. I have to admit, it was quite a challenge because for someone as old as me, the reflexes aren't there anymore, but I powered through. And I am going to be giving my feedback to you guys as to how these games are. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you for that, Sir Joel. And of course, RV Retro Vibes, returning back to the show.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. Yeah, this is my first challenge. Thank you to Serverage. It was quite fun, and I'll be giving my opinions on these cute-em-ups shortly.
Thank you for that, Sir RV, and of course, the Choo-choo Man himself, Sir Viraj.
Hey, this should be a fun episode. Let's see how it goes. The whole aim of this episode is so you can sort of see that even though it's just subgenres of shoot 'em up, that there's something different about each of these games, and it's not just one generic type of game. And it's just to introduce you to games that you may not have played before, and something interesting to have a look at, and for informative and entertainment purposes. So I hope you're at least entertained. Back to you, Sir Joe.
All right, thank you for that, Sir Viraj. And of course, well, due to the nature of the challenge, well, of the episode for tonight, I think it's rather good to say just skip the gaming news, skip the time, skip over the show and tell unless you guys have something, and just go on with it.
Yes, that's correct. Let's
So
get
just
to
go
it.
on with it. Okay, so we're just gonna pass it now to Sir Viraj. Let's get on with the show. Go,
Okay.
Sir Viraj.
So very briefly, just to clear things up, just to know what something might know, what is a shoot 'em up? Well, it's a subgenre of shoot 'em up video games that replace your typical science fiction or military themes with brightly colored graphics, cute characters, and whimsical settings. So there's a number of games here, and the reason we want to get straight to it is because there's about 8 games we're going to be talking about. So yeah, hi Miss I for joining in. So we'll start talking about these games. So 8 games, like I said. So we'll begin with the first game. Okay, and the first game is a game for the Sega Mega Drive Genesis, and that game is called Troubleshooter. It was called Battle Mania in Japan. So it's a shoot 'em up game developed and published by Victor Kai, and that was for Mega Drive in Japan. Interesting enough, it came out in '91, so it came into the US before it got released in Japan. So that's basically it. If you look at the game itself, you play as 2 women, or 2 girls or young ladies, Crystal and Madison, and basically you're part of a team called Troubleshooters. Yeah, you're Troubleshooter, your sister team, and you called them to rescue the king's son. And you can see the little cut scenes in there because it's all there. So basically, it's a kidnapping thing that's gone on there, and you got to rescue him against these like bandits in this sort of weird, I don't know, science fiction, cyberpunkish sort of futuristic settings. So you got this like Nick Fury guy talking, saying you got to do this, this, and this, and then you get into the game, and that's fundamentally it. So that's the game in general. The game is quite unique in how it plays, but I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Retro Vibes here, and he's going to tell us his thoughts about the game and how he'd review it and his thoughts. So here we go.
Thank you, Sir Viraj. First to note, I've never played any of these games that you've sent us, but I have now, and surprisingly enough, I actually played it on the iPad. So you can see here in the iPad, it has little joysticks here and thing. I actually didn't play it that way. I did try it the first time, but then I found it extremely hard because, like I think so Joel said before, the reflexes aren't that good. So I connected my controller up, and it was much better. So I could use it that way. The gameplay is really quite unique in a sense that, like you said, Serverage, you're controlling two girls at the same time. So if it goes up, they're both going up. And there were times where I did find throughout some levels, because some levels are a bit unique, that one girl got stuck. I'm not sure if everyone else found this as well. I got one girl got stuck, and then the other one would still be moving, but the other one wouldn't be moving because it got stuck like behind this wall or whatever. That said, I still found it very, very entertaining. I wrote some notes while I was playing. So you play as two girls. At the start, you choose one of four special kind of like weapons. I primarily used the tidal wave. I found that quite effective. And these special attacks charge over time. So I try to use them quite regularly. It's quite interesting, the level design, quite very colorful. I like the enemies. There's some quite interesting enemies. There was like a robotic penguins. But like you've said, visually it's stunning. Very colorful. I like the anime inspired characters, big eyes. The cutscenes in between, very engaging. And I enjoyed the story of the girls trying to rescue I think it was a kidnapped prince. So the humor in between was very, very funny. I also, I think I mentioned the main thing, control's good. I didn't have, apart from that slight where sometimes you would get stuck, I actually did manage to complete it after about 20 tries. And I hate to admit, I actually put it on easy after the 10th try. I was like, this is good.
Play it how you want to play it. But it's not the hardest game in the world.
It's not. I think it maybe just on my, because I'm using the iPad. Maybe if I would have maybe used the computer, maybe bigger screen.
Or the controller it's supposed to be playing on. But
the actual controller. Because I was using my PS4 one, so bit more trickier. Then maybe I just want to make it hard for myself. Really, I think that's the main thing. But I gave it my overall score was 4 robotic penguins out of 5. So I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks very much for that. Yeah, it's definitely a colourful game, as you can see here. One of the things I actually want to just add to what you said is what I found really interesting about this particular game, and I do see it in a lot of shoot 'em ups now, but I think it was one of the earlier games where you can actually shoot the projectiles coming at you to deflect them. So like with a lot of shoot 'em ups, you can't shoot the projectiles. On this one, you can, which is a nice little feature.
Correct me if I'm wrong. One of the girls is a Crystal is immune to the attacks. Is that right? One of them. Because what I found anyway when I was playing, like you could switch, or Crystal was the one that could switch back and forth.
So it's the one with the blue there. So you have I don't know if it's a glitch in the game, but I found that she can take damage as well. But it depends on where you are.
Okay.
You can take damage. So it's one of those ones where you have to be very careful. But interesting thoughts. So what was it? 4.5 out of 5 you gave it, would you say?
4 robotic penguins out of 5. So that's pretty good.
That's 8 out of 10 in theory. All right, okay, 8 out of 10. We're doing it out of 10, all right? It's 8 out of 10. All right. Okay, over to you, Jose, since you're next to him. In this game.
Okay, this was like Art Retrovise. This is my first time playing this too. I'd never heard of it. Very interesting game. I do like the graphics. Everything is nice, detailed, colorful. This level in particular was kind of hard.
It was
like Retrovise was saying, like Crystal kept getting stuck, and I'd be like, and I don't have like those 2 attacks going at the same time. So I'm like, and then there's this like one part where everything's just like falling on you. It was difficult, but the music is really good too. I was really big fan of the music. The cutscenes in between that he was saying that was funny. It was almost like you were watching like a little show. But yeah, it was a bit tough. The only thing I have to say, I rated them on a scale of 1 to 10 on how cute they were. I thought.
Okay.
So I gave this 7 out of 10 on the cute.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad that you enjoyed the game for what it was. Yeah, so as you can see, it's not just horizontal, we're going vertical. So it's not just a horizontal shooter, it's a vertical. So you've got a varied number of gameplay and mechanics here. Obviously, you've got to dodge obstacles and all sorts of things, as you can see, and you've got power-ups. Again, there's a lot going on the screen at one point in time as well. So it's just filled with projectiles at some points. Did you guys suffer any slowdown when playing this?
No, not really.
No, surprisingly, it's for an early Mega Drive title. I thought that's very interesting, or Genesis title, I should say. Okay, thanks for your thoughts. Okay, over to you, Sir Joel. What did you think? I mean, I know you were saying that your synapses are going because of your age, but how difficult did you find this one?
Well, fair play. I was only able to complete the first stage, but like I said, because of the fact that my reflexes aren't as good anymore. But I do like the mechanic of the fact that you can shoot not just forward but back. You can make sure that you guard your back from incoming enemies from the back. That's always one of my pet peeves when it comes to shoot 'em up games where enemies come from behind you. You're almost never ready for that. So this one with troubleshooter, you can kind of factor that in because you know that one of the girls is facing backwards already. So it's kind of in your head that something can come from behind. So you're kind of on guard. So this game, I have to admit, was a lot of fun as well with whatever I managed. And like Viraj said, it's horizontal and vertical. The one place that my other girl got stuck in was on the vertical when one of the floors closed in and she couldn't get through anymore. So I was handicapped with just the one girl shooting forward, so I couldn't get past that anymore very much because lower firepower. But overall, yes, a much more interesting game than I expected. The ultimate weapon that you can pull off whenever your charge is full is quite interesting as well. It would be a good idea to kind of plan ahead as to what would be most effective for you, like Retrovibe said. But yeah, I would probably give it about an 8 out of 10 overall.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some very creative boss battles in this game, and there's a lot of strategy involved with it and how you maneuver around it. And a lot of it is about life preservation as it is attacking. So you always have to get that balance right. But I think that it's quite a fun game to play when, doing those maneuvers. But yes, it's unique because you've got two characters that are, you can switch from back to front as well. So do you want to have double fire going that way or going single fire? Or are you going to play it safe? So it's an interesting one. Right. And finally to you, Sir Joe, what are your thoughts on this game? Oh, this is going to be fun.
All right. Okay. First of all, let's just get let's just get this out of the way. I suck at this kind of games. Okay, and I don't even know why I'm doing this challenge in the first place.
Yeah, because
all throughout, I was playing all of these games. I keep muttering to myself, keep cursing to myself. I'm like, okay.
Oh, you went on mute, Joe.
You're mute. You want to unmute?
You're mute.
He got so frustrated he muted himself.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this out of the way. I suck at this video games. Okay. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like, why am I doing this challenge again? Why are we doing this? Fuck it. Okay. I don't care anymore. So all throughout, I mean, all throughout, while I was playing all of these games, I keep on muttering on myself. I keep swearing. So I played all of these games using the Genesis Mini.
Nice.
That I have. Okay.
Nice.
Even the other games. I played everything in here.
Right.
There's a reason why I played every game that Suraj had listed on this one. I'll explain later. With Troubleshooter, it kind of reminded me of kind of Contra, kind of Mega Man ish, kind of a shooter.
Yeah.
It kind of and some of the cutscenes, it did kind of reminded me of those early, maybe late 80s, early 90s animes or Joel.
Yes, very much so.
Um,
Yeah, like Gunsmith Cats or something
I
like
would have
that.
thought
Yeah.
you liked this game
yes,
because of the cutscenes. I would have thought you liked the presentation aspect of it. 'Cause I know
or
you play a lot of like
dir-
anime-based RPGs, so I thought you might have liked that aspect of it. And the women in there. I thought
kind
you
of,
had lots of women in there for you because I know you're a ladies' man.
kind
You like
of,
the ladies in here. What's your beef?
kind of reminded me of Dirty Pair or
Dirty Pair.
Viper
Ah,
Juliet,
Bubblegum Crisis. Yeah.
Bubblegum Crisis, wink, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm upset because there's no flying scissor attack.
Oh well.
actually, if it wasn't, I mean, if it wasn't for the legs, I keep staring at them legs. Okay, I'm like, am I expecting something here? No, not really. I mean, this is one of those Sega games that I kept on seeing on some of the reels of the top shooters or top games for the Sega. This one is always this one game here, Troubleshooter. It's always on other people's list.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like the others said, there are some times when Crystal will get stuck if you're moving way too fast. To my understanding, Madison is the only girl that can get hit. Crystal is pretty much invincible. So I'm not sure if it's by design or it's a glitch or something. But yeah, mostly it's just Madison getting hit.
Yeah.
For the power ups, it's like I don't really see that much of a difference. Well, I don't know. Maybe I kept on dying that I can't even notice it. Best I could do before rage quitting, like only on stage 2. And looking at the video footage right now, I mean, who is ever playing this one makes it look so easy. Okay, especially on stage 2. I'm like,
It really is,
I'm watching. I'm like, that's all it took.
Shmups are,
Again,
look, it's all about focus.
Skill issue.
You need to focus. It's not so much skill; it's more about focus. And I think maybe your attention span might have been drifting at some points. Maybe that's a fair point.
No. That's what. No. I'm not gonna hear any insults because I keep telling you guys this is a skill issue with me. Okay. I am terrible at this kind of genre, but.
All right.
The things that we do for the show, okay? The things we do for the show.
Yes, the things we
What
do.
would you rate this game? Because you've all given a rating here.
I'll rate it. I'll rate the games later.
Okay, fair enough,
Okay.
whatever. Okay, well, I like the game for its presentation. I think it's really nice that you got cutscenes, and that's something that's nice, refreshing to see in a shoot 'em up in 1991. I think that's really cute. I like the graphics on it. I think that for a 1991 game, that's really good graphics. The sound was really good. I like the controls; they were quite tight. I know there's bits where like the characters get stuck in certain areas. Etc.
I forgot to mention one more thing about Crystal. Like they did, the guys did mention that you can switch Crystal from front to back,
Yes,
and there's just like 1 second of animation for her to turn.
Yeah.
Which was kind of annoying a little bit. I mean, because I think if you press C, she'll turn. Right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in those days, you have to understand in 1991, these cartridges had memory constraints. I think this might have been an 8 meg cartridge, to be honest. And the more frames of animation you have, the more memory it's going to take up. It's as simple as that.
I mean, why even add that kind of animation? I kind of understand why they did that.
I mean, I don't understand why you're
like this. Yeah, I mean, you don't need that.
I particularly like the word play on the title of the game, Troubleshooter, because that basically means that they fix up situations.
They're troubleshooters, yeah. Yes. I think it's cool. I mean, the game is called Battlemania in Japan, and this game was successful enough for them to make a sequel, but it was only in Japan, sadly, and that's actually really, really cute. And then there's an English translation patch of that story. That's just as good as the first one, in my opinion. It's just a shame we never got it, but okay, overall, I mean, I'll give that an 8 out of 10 for me personally. I really like this game. I think, there are certain areas where it could use a bit more polish, like Sir Joe said, but otherwise, I think it's a very good game. Right, let's have a look at the comment section and what people have to say. So we got Miss I who's joined the chat. You got Ray Q saying good evening to you. It's John Rossi's 36 years. I'm sure it was your birthday last time.
It's been his birthday for like the last 5 episodes.
Yeah, no, this guy is 36 years old. Goodness me. Okay, so we got Juan. Yeah, he's in the chat. It's good to see him. John 10, he's in the chat. Yeah, okay. John, this game reminds me of Strider just because of how it was shooting. Yeah, it's got those sort of like sharp blades there. I get that too as well, so that's good. Right, shall we move on to the next game then? So next game we're going to talk about is on Super Nintendo. So the year is now 1992. So it's a year.
Dan's there.
Oh, Dan's in the chat. What's it? Crystal's
Of course, her Dan is in the chat. It's a Sega game.
The sequel is not only far better, but significantly easier to amazing games. So Dan's he basically worships the Bible of the Genesis. You know, he's played every game, so he knows inside out. Really, he should be on this show. So there you go. Okay, so yeah, okay, it's cool. Yeah, there's a site that obviously with the
Marlon.
So hope you're staying safe in the Philippines. I just want to put that out there as well. Let's move on to the second game because we've dwelled too much on this one. So the next game is called Parodius on the SNES. Now, it wouldn't be a Cute 'em Up episode if I didn't mention Parodius, okay, because that's like a game that a lot of people know now. Obviously, I'm aware that it was on the NES predominantly, and Parodius is basically a parody of Gradius. It's a play on words, isn't it? That's what it is. It's basically nonsense fantasy. That's what it was known in Japan, but it's there. And there are a number of series, and I'm aware that there are 3 on the Super Nintendo or Super Famicom that came out afterwards. This is the only localized version. And whilst I could have picked the other games in the franchise, the reason I didn't is because they suffer from a lot of slowdown, even though objectively you could say that they're better games. So that's my thoughts on that. Obviously, this came out in 1992. 1990 on the NES, but we're looking at the SNES version here now, aren't we? Now, the reason I've chosen the SNES version, and this is predominantly 16-bit Cute 'em Ups, is because the graphics are just that much better, and I think that graphics allow a much more immersive and fun gameplay experience when we look at 16-bit games. So, yes, developed by Konami, who are notorious for making who were back then notorious for making quality games back then. I mean, I would say that a lot of the Konami stuff that was coming out on Sega Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, was the best. So yeah, definitely an interesting little game. I'm going to pass it back to Retro Vibes, and he's going to tell us his thoughts on how he found Parodius. So let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, so like you said, it's actually a combination of the word parody and Gradius, which is another shoot 'em up that you so it's a kind of a parody of that. I found it really fun and entertaining, very colorful. What did I write here? So it's a horizontal shooter. When I played this, I kind of you can have an auto upgrade or you can do manual, I believe. I chose the auto upgrade, so basically it just picks the upgrades automatically for you. I like how there was like different selectable kind of weapons that you can choose. I mainly did the Vic Viper, but it's good that you can add that choice. It gives it more replayability, you know what I mean? So you can kind of go back and play with different weapons, different weapons and stuff like that. What I also love, what I really loved was that each level had its own theme. Like each level is just so the top. It's really cool.
I think your connection is your sound is cutting in and out. Retro Vibes. You might want to check your. Yeah. All right. Sad to say no. It's still not so good. We'll jump back to you, Retro Vibes. We'll proceed on to Jose's reaction first, then, and Retro Vibes can check his settings. Jose.
So I've heard of this series before. I've seen like lots of people play it, but I've never played it myself. So this is the first time I played it. But I always wanted to try. But I do love just like how everything is so wacky. Everything's so colorful. The music is good. When I played, I tried the Penguin, and then when I died like during the second level, then I was like, okay, I'll try the Vic Viper instead. And let me see, what else did I write down? Music's good. Everything about it is really good. It's a really fun game. If you love shoot 'em ups, I think you're gonna like this. Especially if you like stuff that doesn't take itself serious, you're gonna love this game. I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh wow.
Cute.
Okay. That's a big number you gave it. That's really interesting to say. You really love. Okay, I might have to question your rating, but I don't know. Okay, you love it. You know what I mean? What the hell? Okay, fair enough. All right, then. So, Joe, what did you think of this game?
All right. So I agree completely with Jose on this one. It's colorful. It's fun. One thing that I can say. Oh, am I coming in all right? My sound?
Cracking a little bit. You're coming fine, but there's a background crackling noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of a background crackling here. Okay, we'll just double check on that one in a moment. Oh yeah, so outputting off of retro vibes, Mike, and it's crackling. He might
If you
want to
want
double
to
check his sound on that
exit
one.
and then come back in, that might reset it. So if you want to just leave,
Yeah,
and then come back,
possibly.
retro
All right.
vibes.
So and I would say one thing about Parodius is that it was for somebody who's as familiar with gaming culture and anime as I was, it was
Mm.
quite overwhelming. Because of the fact that when I started playing it, I saw so many references: Gradius, Twin B, Pentaro from the Arctic Adventure. It was really quite overwhelming for me, and I couldn't it was hard for me to try to adjust it in my head with so many references coming at me, both in Japanese culture,
Mhm.
in anime and gaming culture, that I was having a hard time concentrating on the gameplay itself. But I would say that the gameplay was actually very solid, for somebody who's already played the Gradius series from long ago.
Mm.
This was a very good shooter, I would honestly say, and it
Mm.
wasn't as hard on my reflexes that I first thought it would be. So yes, for a cute 'em up that I thought I would have trouble with, this was surprisingly easier than Troubleshooter. So references wise, creativity wise, humor wise, and I would say overall fun. I would agree with Jose. I'd give this a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. My God,
Yeah.
210. This might be our first 10. All right, well, I'm glad you like this game. Right, so we'll leave it with. Oh gosh, here we go, Jose.
All right, retro vibes. Give it a
Let's
10.
actually retro vibes. Do you want to go? Let's go. We'll finish with retro
Yes.
vibes. Let's see if you got your sound back. You all right? You got your breath back?
Yes, all good.
Yeah.
Is it all good?
Fantastic. There we go. Let's go.
All good.
Let's see what you have to say
Yeah.
about it.
As I was saying, I think it may have already been mentioned, super colorful. I loved all the designs of enemies. There were some really cool enemies. I wrote some down, for example. There was like a sumo wrestling pig.
Yeah.
There was a showgirl,
Nonsense.
just a giant lady at one stage. There was
Oh, I couldn't get past that
couldn't get-
that cabaret girl. Sorry.
the cabaret. Yeah. I think I did manage to get quite far and did finish it. But I think I gave it sound, graphic. I gave it like a 10 out of 10.
Bloody hell, we've got 3 10 out of
Yeah.
10s here, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, fair enough.
I think it's because of the fact that everybody had fun with this one.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's fun.
There's a lot going on.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
going
yeah.
on, but it's not a brutal like. Well, it's more a case of it's not cruel. Brutal.
What I find is, as you get your power ups, you become really, really strong. You start off really weak, and when you get power ups, the game gets
That's
easier
true,
and
that's true.
easier. So if you die, you're screwed because you're gonna get nothing. You start with nothing, and you got
That's
like
true.
real enemies. So it's one of those ones where you get that sort of extreme difficulty gradient if you got nothing. Right, so you got that, and what I do like about the game is you have a choice of you don't just pick the Vic Viper. You got you got the Penguin. You got other sort of characters you can play as, and also there's lots of Japanese references in this game as well that you can sort of pick up. And you're right, there's a lot there. So Joe, finally, let's see what your thoughts are. Yeah, this would be interesting. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, Joe, I think Dan has something for you in the chats. Joe, you can check it out later. But start with your opinion of the game. Oh, I think he's on mute.
Out of all of the games that were listed, this is the most familiar, kind of, to me, because hey, it's Gradius. Okay, so right from the get go, I already know what I kind of know what I was expecting. So I had muscle memory kind of kind of took over for me. I always went for the options first, and to my surprise, you can go up to 4 options here because from the Gradius and the Salamander that I know back from the NES, you can only get 2 options. This one has 4. Oh yeah, and there's a lot of and there's no excuse for you not to get all 4 options. I mean, there's lots of power ups like I don't know, like every 10 seconds or so. So so the game is pretty generous, really,
Mm.
compared to the other Salamander or Gradius games from before. And just like Sir Joel, I kind of rage quit at the Cabaret Girl.
Oh, no.
um, and yeah, I kind of knew how to deal with it, going between her legs, shooting between her legs.
Oh,
So
God. There we go.
I mean, and I'm like, at first I thought, okay, how am I going to get past her? And she was man spreading her legs all too wide. I'm like,
Man
okay.
spreading, yeah.
Uh,
All right, okay.
and I'm like, okay, that's a clue. And eventually, I got in there. Pardon the innuendo, but that's it, really. So I got in between the space between her legs, and eventually I was able to wiggle myself through there. But I still died. Okay.
All right.
Although that being said, yeah, this is fun. Um, I was able to experiment on the other aircrafts here, of course.
Mm.
To all of you people who kind of who like the chaos that is Cho Aniki,
Okay.
Yeah.
this one is like Cho Aniki light,
Okay.
kind of. So yeah, definitely definitely give this game a try. I think I saw this game on our local CEX. They're only selling it for like $50, complete
Mm.
in box. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm like, tempting, but
Mm.
it's not really my genre of game anyway. So I didn't really
Well,
bother.
how would you rate this game? You know, I know it's not your genre, but you rate this one.
Again, I'm gonna rate all of them in one go.
Fine. Okay. Joe will rate everything in one go later. Okay.
Okay. Ursan, he's a driver at my depot. He's joined us.
Oh, hello. Welcome
he-
to the show. Thanks so much for passing by.
He loves retro. He likes gaming as well. But we've so yeah, my rating on this is it's probably a 9 out of 10. It is a really good game, but like Sir Dan said in his comment, it's a slowdown that really sort of disrupts the gameplay a bit. Although that being said, it's actually out of all the Pro Disc games on Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, this one has the least slowdown. That's something that I've found. That being said, there's so much variety in this game in terms of what you're seeing. It's such a visual showpiece for Super Nintendo. I have to say it's a very well engineered shoot 'em up game as well. Yes, I noticed he mentioned Sexy Parodius, but as that's a 32-bit cube map and we're really sticking to 16-bit stuff, that's actually the best in the franchise. And I can see Sir Joe really enjoying that with all the innuendos in that. You got like characters, you got like a penguin whipping someone in S&M outfits and stuff like that. That's how crazy it is on PlayStation. That's one for you, Sir Joe. But okay, let's move on to the next game. So we've moving on from Super Nintendo. We're going back to Sega Mega Drive now to another game.
Is RV okay now? So retro vibes.
Yes, he's good.
He's fine. He's as good as can be. So we'll move back to Sega Mega Drive. But first, I just want to look at the comment section. So obviously, Richard Ryan Ortega says Produce series is one of the reasons why I love anime. The spiritual successor Otomedeus was a slight downgrade, but somehow enjoyable. So yeah, I suppose he's got his point there. But yeah, I've mentioned all the other things in the chat. So let's move on to the next game. Twinkle Tail is the next game. Twinkle Tail. This is a Mega Drive game. It's only ever released in Japan. Okay, and there's an English translation patch that you can get for this game, so you can understand the story. So this is a game that came out in '92 as well, and it was developed by Studio Ducks and published by Wonder Amusement Studio. So it was kind of like a one-hit wonder game by a very niche developer, and the story is basically in the darkness preceding the creation of the world, Alpharon, 3 lights, red, green, and blue, were created. These lights desired domination and so tried to destroy each other, creating a new darkness and the white light in the process. The white light desiring peace, not the other lights, and the new darkness crystals encased itself in diamond and created Alpharon, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you're an apprentice that's been summoned to and consult a fortune teller, and then you have to go to see this dark wizard and take out the evil. That's basically the short of it. Okay, it's a long ass story, like with all Japanese games, and you got a little storybook that tells you everything. And there we go. So this game is full on as soon as you get in there, as you can clearly see. So, and there's a lot going on here. So, I'll pass it on to Retro Vibes. You can tell me your thoughts on how you found Twinkletail.
Yeah, it's really good. So, like you said, as soon as you get in, you're just shooting all these bad enemies. And what I like about the level design, so it's kind of like a top down. You're moving around. You can go up, you can go left, you can go right. I like also the enemy design. There were so many cool different enemies on bosses. There was like I wrote some down, a giant floating armored knight. There was like a giant tree shooting lasers. There was a giant spider, there was a blue dragon, and I like also the controls, and you can I put it's colorful. I think what else did I write? It runs smoothly, so when I was playing it, there was no kind of lag or anything.
There was no lag.
Experienced it. No. I also like the soundtrack. It leans into like a fancy orchestral type soundtrack with beats when you're at the boss, so you kind of know, oh, it's boss time. But and the sound effects punch well, so you got like explosions. Visually it looks stunning. I gave this an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Okay. Right, thank you very much for your thoughts on that. What about you, Jose? What do you have to say about this game?
Okay, for Twinkletail, I've seen this game before because Miss I played it for a different challenge when Sir Dan was around. I think it was like a shoot 'em up challenge. And this is a fun game. The control kind of felt a little weird to me at first, like the way she was just moving around. It almost felt like she was faster than the camera. So it was a little weird, but then I got used to it. The music is very Genesis-y to me, which I love.
Pure FM synth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So toward the first level was not too hard, but the second level is where I kept dying.
The castle. Okay.
Yeah. I do want to go back to it though. It is a fun game. So, but I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Why 7? Why not 8 or like Retro Vibes? What's your beef? Is it to do with the fact of how she controls? Is that basically it?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It just took 1 point away from me.
Fair enough. All right. Over to you, Sir Joe. What's your thoughts on this game?
All right. So this game, when I first ran it, reminded me a lot of Elemental Master, also for the Sega Genesis, if I remember correctly. So it moves fast. It moves very fast, almost too fast for my reflexes. But it was still quite enjoyable. I did enjoy the gameplay of it. I like the multi-directional rate of fire. It, because of the fact that it was moving too fast, I was having a little bit of a hard time figuring out the use of the powers. I have to admit, the executing the powers, the L3s and everything on the right side of the screen, L1, L2, L3. It took me a little bit to really figure that out, and by the time that I did, I already died. So it's like one of the things that you have to factor in when you're playing is time for the person to figure out what a power can do, how to pull it off, what it consumes when you execute it, and how soon again can you use it. Is it unlimited use? Is it just a one-time thing? Is it something that you have to recharge or have to get a resource for? That didn't allow for this one. This game did not allow for a lot of thinking. You just went in and hoped for the best when it came to figuring things out as you went along. So in my case, I have to say it was a little hard for me. Yeah, I'd probably give it about a 7 out of 10 overall.
Okay, fair enough. And what about you, Sir Joe? This is going to be interesting. Let's see what he has to say.
Right.
I think you should like it because you've got level ups on the powers, and he likes his RPGs. You get to level up. You can understand that aspect of it.
Revisiting this game again. I'm better at this game the second time around. The first time, like Sir Jose mentioned, was at the time when Sir Dan was here. This was one of his shoot 'em up challenge at the time. So when this was listed, I'm like, okay, I kind of remember what the ammunition I should use, the spread and the homing orbs for crowd control. a little bit weaker, of course. But if you really want to get rid of all of the enemies right in front of you, yeah, those, either the spread or the homing orbs, and then you're gonna use the I'm gonna say laser. uh,
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward, but packs some mean punch. Okay, I kind of saved that for the bigger enemies here, especially with the bosses. Uh, if there's a few things that I'm gonna nitpick here, the uh, I'm gonna what how are we going to describe it? Like the superpower or the bombs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only get three for some reason. Like
Yeah.
with your
Enough is
power, yeah, with the power
not the
ups,
game being too easy.
the spread, the laser, and the homing orbs, you can go only to level 3. And with the super bombs, you can only have 3 as well. So it's not like I mean, I wish it kind of stacked up. Regardless, you don't you don't get up to 3 because you need all of the ammunition that you'll get.
Yeah. Okay.
Although that being said, it kind of beats the purpose of having the challenge of having that much ammunition anyway. So because 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 I'm a hoarder that way, I
Yeah. I mean,
really
this is
don't
not
like
an
using all of
RPG.
my bombs.
I mean, the whole point is you're meant to use them when you need them. You know what I mean? You don't just
No, no,
collect them.
no. What I'm saying here is because as a JRPG player, I'm a hoarder. I don't like using a lot of items as much as
You're
possible.
one of these people who
So
collects everything, and when you're in the last boss of the game, you still have the
shut
items.
up,
Thing.
shut up. I'm ranting. Okay? So So what this game is telling me is that
Fair.
okay, there's a lot of power ups here. Use them. Okay, don't be a hoarder. Okay, there's a lot of items to go around. Use them. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so so out of all of the games here, okay, this is the only game uh that I managed to because I like this game a lot to the point that I had to use some save states just to finish it. Okay.
Okay.
So you cheated. All right, fair
No,
enough.
no, I only cheated because
Flipping cheated, man.
no, I only cheated only because I want to know where the hell this story is going.
He loved
Like
it
the
enough to
story.
cheat. There you go.
He
I
Kind of
like
like a
okay,
relationship.
I like it enough to cheat.
There you go.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
And besides, I'm not ashamed to admit that. Like I said, guys,
Okay,
I
well,
am
yeah,
bad
you
at
should
these
be,
games.
but you should
Okay.
be bloody ashamed anyway. So, this
No,
particular
no.
game,
And besides,
I'm not
okay,
gonna argue with
another
you.
thing.
Hey, that's a contradiction, Viraj. You said to play games how you like, and you're bagging on Joe
That's
for
not playing the
cheating.
game. That's cheating the game. There's
Okay.
difference. Yes, cheating the game is playing the game. Right?
You're
Cheat-
contradicting
You
yourself.
knew I was a snake before you
Yeah,
knew me.
whatsoever.
Okay,
No,
I'm not gonna hear that from you. And and besides,
No.
why is this apprentice shouldering all of this burden? It's like okay, all of this sorcerer
overthinking-
masters.
you're
Oh
overthinking
my
this.
god,
No point.
they are so useless once they get our orb got stolen. I'm pretty much useless. Okay, go on ahead and defeat this super boss, this final boss for us. There's like 5 of us here. Take away our orbs. Useless, trash. Okay, let's put
Oh.
all of our faith in this little girl right here. Eventually, she'll save the kingdom.
You put too much stock in the story. The story's around the game. The game is
Hey,
the game.
we're story-based guys. You have to
Oh,
remember that, Viraj.
I personally really like this game. I mean, obviously the art design. I really love the artwork on the stages. You know, the level design I think is outstanding. I love the enemy design. The presentation in terms of the story and the way it's told.
Sir Dan gets me. Sir
Yeah.
Dan gets me. Okay.
Sir Dan is-
I love the game enough to cheat. Okay. I love you enough
Try that
to
on
cheat.
my wife.
All right?
Yeah,
There
try
you
that on
go.
your wife.
Try that. I am curious though, if that will slide.
I think. Look, I like the fact that you have these 3 different power ups, and I like using the homing one predominantly. And you can level up with those as well, so you can become more powerful. I actually like the dragon bombs, shall we say? That's my favorite sort of power up when we're facing bosses, etc. But there's a lot of varied levels. There's also a little hidden door, like we saw in the castle. You go into a door and you get power ups in there, and all sorts of things. You have to be quick with this game. You have to be fast, and I actually like the fact that it's fast. I like that she moves fast. Like, what I hate is sluggish movement in characters. So what you guys might have not liked, I liked perhaps in this game. But that's me. So I'm with Sedan on this one. I'll give it a solid 9 out of 10. I think it's a really beautiful game. It's a shame we never got it in the West. But via the fan service that did English translations and emulation, this is another way you can play it. But this game, I think, should get a re-release at some point because I think a lot of people should have a chance to play it. So yeah, Twinkle Tail. Let's have a look at the comment section. Goodness me, there's a lot of rubbish here, isn't there? What do people have to talk here? Okay, so good thing we can't show the original Cho Aniki, otherwise we get the banned mallet, not hammer. That's what Richard says. Yeah, that's a very suggestive game. And Sedan mentioned how he utterly adores Twinkle Tail. What a shoot 'em up, intense as hell. No lag, blast processing, 9 out of 10. Some of the latter bosses have some wicked patterns. It's definitely a game which is for veteran shmup players. Great to hear Elemental Master got a shout out to Giles. That's what he has to say. So the rest of this is this. So I always make this mistake switching your usernames because blah 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 blah. Right, okay, so let's move on to the next game while we're at it. The next game in question, we're gonna go back to Super Nintendo. Is called Pocky and Rocky. Yeah, and this is a little-known game. Well, I say little-known game. I think everyone's heard of this game at some point. It's a very expensive game if you want to buy it, that's for sure. Developed by Natsume, and pretty much anything Natsume touches is gold. There's a lot of their games, I'm sure you can agree, are really, really good, and a lot of people love their games. Harvest Moon is like predominantly, I think, their main franchise, which is what they're known for. So you have that. It's a 1999 like scrolling shooter in the same vein Twinkle Tail is, as you can see if the video's up. About Natsume. It's a sequel to Kiki Kai Kai. That's what it's known in Japan, Kiki Kai Kai, in the arcades. So yeah, basically you just this plays as a young girl that has to go out there and take out the bad guy.
Don't say that to somebody who speaks Tagalog. It's very vulgar. Anyway,
so obviously that's another meaning in different languages. So I'm not going to go into that. So there we go. So let's pass it to Retro Vibes, and he can tell us his thoughts on this particular game.
Yeah, actually, this is a co-op. So I started playing this, and then my wife was like, "Oh, what are you playing?" And then we started playing together. So she played as Rocky the raccoon, and I played as Pocky. We got up to the level where there was like you had to go into like a log boat. I'm not sure if you guys how far you got up to.
Yeah.
This was a really interesting level because it showcased how cool it was.
stage.
You had like enemies jumping up from the water, and then you had like crabs in little bubbles, and they'd pop over your boat. And she enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Visually good, very colorful, vibrant, lush backgrounds. What did I write? And someone mentioned that I have like a little notebook where I wrote notes. Because when I was playing, I would pause and I would write like, it'd be interesting to note.
It's like a film critic but for video games. There you go. Please continue.
And so sound good. I think if you would ask my wife, I think she would give it. She would say it's pretty good as well. I did some research because I was quite interested in the game, and they actually did you probably know this, Raj, but they did like a sequel, Pocky and Rocky Restrained in 2022 for a more modern version, I believe.
Yeah.
So I think I'll definitely check that out. Well, I don't mind playing these kind of games, like especially with my wife, like these kind of co-op games. I think we mainly kind of play like, I think the one that we played was like Metal Slug. So I kind of co-op shooting games, very similar. Yeah. But I would say this is a really fun game. We gave it like what did I give it? A 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad you and your wife. I think what gives this game merit is the co-op aspect of it. I think that gives it that extra point, because I think one thing, this is maybe you can say you're wrong, Viraj, but one thing that I find I prefer with Mega Drive than Super Nintendo is there's a lot more fun co-op games on Mega Drive than Super Nintendo. That's my view, and this is nice to see a really fun co-op game that you can play with. I think when you're playing together, it's a lot more fun, and I think that's nice to see those sort of co-op games. And this is a beautiful game in terms of co-op. There was also a sequel for this on Super Nintendo, but I think the original is better because of the way that it plays. That's just my view on it. But I think the second isn't that far off, and it does add some extra aspects to it.
There's a GBA game too, isn't there?
There is. That's very expensive. I happen to own it. It's over £1,000 if you want it. Anyway, so there we go. So Jose, what are your thoughts on this particular game?
All right, so this game, again, like the last one, I've seen a lot of people play this before, or like Parodius, I've seen lots of people play this before. I've always wanted to play it, never got a chance, and then the chance just came up. It's a very fun game. The music's really good. Everything's colorful, bright, very cutesy all around, especially the Pocky and Rocky themselves. Both characters super cute. The control, it almost reminded me a little like Twinkle Tail, but it wasn't. It wasn't as
slower.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as weird. I found this one easier to play.
It is easier.
But I really liked it. As far, let me see what else did I write down. It is hard though. It was getting hard the more I went in, for me at least. But for this game, I gave it a 10 out of 10 on the Q.
10. Okay, really like this game. Okay, all right, interesting. Okay, so Joel, let's see what you have to say about it.
All right, so this game made me realize that I have to be careful about references in a video game, because anytime references in a video game are there where that I recognize elsewhere, like in Japanese culture or in anime or in games, it slows me down. It's hard for me to concentrate on the gameplay aspect when I'm recognizing something from someplace else. I have to stop and appreciate
is that what you're
it.
saying?
I
You get
do.
distracted?
Yes, I do get distracted. The thing about this one is that it showcases the yokai aspect of Japanese culture, which they call well, I guess for lack of a better comparative term, it's a demon in Western culture.
Mononoke.
Various different kinds of demons in that the shrine maiden Pocky has to exercise, and I recognize a lot of them from the game Yokai Watch. Not just Yokai Watch, but a lot of different Japanese culture references as well. So it was hard for me to concentrate on the gameplay itself, and I have to admit, it was a lot of fun. The Pocky being able to dive away from attacks, the fact that Pocky is throwing all these talismans so that she can repel the demons and everything. And it's very colorful. It's very fun. It's very fluid. I'm not quite sure if I'd noticed a little bit of slowdown on it when things happened, but I have to admit, overall, it was very fun. And it was very, if I got the chance to really concentrate on gameplay rather than enjoying, I've seen that guy, I know that guy, that looks like something that I might want to give it a shot or something like that. I get distracted a lot. I would say I'd probably give it a solid 8 out of 10 for this one.
10. Yeah. So I think that's a very fair review, fair rating. It is, you know, in terms of color and detail and the art direction, I think it's outstanding. I see Richard Ryan Ortega's made a really good comment, and usually I read these comments towards the end of this segment, but I want to read it right now, which is
go for it.
Rocky and Pocky, or Pocky and Rocky, was released in Steam as Reshrine version graphic update. So that's what Retrovize mentioned moments ago. The trivia is Taito originally holds the IP to this game, which is true, but Natsumi did a better job in reviving this game to the point Taito gave them the IP. So obviously they must have sold the IP to Natsumi and said, look, you can have Pocky and Rocky. Because Natsumi did a better job in Taito. That's really interesting. Thanks for a little bit of information.
There's a game that came out for the PS2 that was supposed to be another entry in the Pocky and Rocky series.
Okay.
But it says right here, it was due to legal issues with Square at the time. The games and characters were changed while maintaining the core gameplay. So it's on the PS2 and on the Wii. It's called the Heavenly Guardian.
Okay.
And then it got a re-release on the PS4 and the Switch, and for some reason the name changed, and it's Snow Battle Princess Sayuki now.
Oh man, I really do hate when they mess up the sort of names. Like I'm gonna know that. All right, well, thanks for bringing that to my attention. It does get annoying when IP names get changed to something else. You know, it's part of the same series, but it's something totally different. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. I'll wind myself up. So, Joe, what are your thoughts on this game? Let's see what you have to say.
I'm gonna piggyback here along with Sir Joel. As an anime watcher, like him, I kind of like all of the Japanese references in here. This game is very Japanese indeed. Okay, Pocky, the Shrine Maiden, what do you call them? The Miko. And then Rocky. She's the Miko, and then we got Pocky. raccoon dog or tanuki.
Mm.
With Rocky, she's using the talismans as her main weapon, and then her wand as her melee, and then Pokey, that the Tanuki, he uses of course the leaves as his
Leaves.
main weapon, and then he's using his tail as his melee. Which, to begin with, I keep forgetting that there's a melee weapon here. Okay, and it took me a while to realize, oh, I can use the wand or the tail to deflect the enemy ammunition. I didn't really.
Mm.
I mean, I'm like, oh, could have saved me the trouble if I knew that. Anyways, enemies here. A lot of mononokes, a lot of yokais, like Sir Joel mentioned, the tengus, the hinotamas, the kappas. God, I hate the kappas.
Oh yeah.
But by the time you reach the raft here in the gameplay, um, the interesting ones are the kappas, because like what they are in the Japanese culture, they once they get close to you, they will catch you and drown you to the
Mm.
nearest waterbed. And that's lore accurate right there. And kudos for Natsume for instilling that mechanic here. So don't let the kappas get you
Mhm.
because they will drag you down. They will drown you. And
Mm.
then especially in this particular stage specifically, because once you reach the semi boss, I mean the semi boss is a lot harder than the actual boss. Like
Okay.
when you're spoiler alert, so the final boss here is like an octopus kind of
Yeah.
hybrid, and that guy, that asshole there, right there, the King Kappa. Yeah, so he's right there on the other raft, throwing bombs at you, and then
Yeah.
a lot of Kappas trying to get on board on your raft. Not to mention those flying crabs dropping on you. So
Well,
there's a
yeah.
lot of things going on. So
Well, you get
there's a good
stressed.
chance that you might end up wasting all of your lives just to be in this one. Um, Power ups here, I would suggest, yeah, just stick to your default weapons.
Yeah.
There's a power up here that will give you like a fireball, but
Yes.
I don't really see
Yeah.
the use for that unless you're using your default weapon. Uh, the maximum upgrade that you can get is like three
Mm.
different shots. That's it.
Mm.
I kind of wish that it cut like it. I kind of wish that the power up kind of went to five, five different directions, like in Twinkle Tail. But no, this one just the maximum of three.
Yeah.
Um, I was almost on the verge of cheating again on this one because I liked it. Okay, I didn't
Oh,
like. I
well, I'm
didn't.
glad you at least like the game enough to cheat on it. Wonderful.
Mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, it's you made some very, very, very interesting points. I mean, let's have a look what Sedan has to say in the comment section. He says, Pocky and Rocky is in desperate need of a button to hold you in place while you change the direction in which you wish to shoot without moving. And I suppose there's no excuse because the Super Nintendo Pad has enough buttons for you to have a holder to keep you pivoting while shooting. And it's true, like you walk in a direction you're shooting, and that can be a bit
You
frustrating.
know what would be useful, Dan, would be a twin stick shooter version of this. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah.
I think it's a badly designed game when it comes to gameplay versus game challenges myself.
Actually, Sir Sir Retrovad is right. This is a game better played with someone.
Yeah, this is it. I think this is what it comes down to, and this is what I made this point earlier,
Yeah.
which is for me to really thoroughly enjoy this game, because I think it's designed with two people in mind.
It's
and you
hard
need
to
someone
play just single.
Yeah, it's hard to play single player. You need two to tango. So for me, like I have two ratings for this, which is it is an 8 out of 10 if you got two of you, 7 out of 10 if it's one of you. That one extra player makes it so much more fun to play, and that's my thoughts on this. But otherwise, I think in terms of presentation, graphics, and sound is really nice on this game as well. I think the gameplay, like I said, Dan makes a point about, my issue is the SNES D-pad's a little bit hard to. I don't like using the SNES D-pad personally, but it's there. I think it doesn't lend itself well to this game. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Hey,
So there we
try
have it.
playing it with a Sega Genesis 3-button controller.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know about the 3 buttons, but that D-pad, I'll say this about the D-pad. This is comfortable, man. this is more comfortable than that square, that little cross thing that you got on the SNES, that tiny little cross thing. You're gonna get really callous on your thumb. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. We're halfway through now, so I was thinking we could take a break and we'll let the ads run, and then we'll continue on the second half. So those of you joining us, still stand by. We've got a lot more fun to come with these next 4 games. We're getting better. We're getting better. All right, so let's go to the breaks.
Let's hear from our our associates here, Streamyard and BitMap Books. Go away, guys. Do you like playing video games? Do you like reading about history? Do you like learning about video game history? Then you should give yourself the gift of owning some video game history books from BitMap. Since 2014, BitMap Books have published numerous colorful and well-detailed hardbound books about video games ranging from the different video game consoles of old and the various video game genres that will surely pique the interest of its core fanbase. BitMap's team of global video game journalists, players, and illustrators have produced numerous award-winning titles that celebrate the software, hardware, and developers that laid down the foundations for the billion-dollar video game industry we all know and love today. International shipping is also available with careful and considerate packaging from BitMap Books. If you don't want to take my word for it, then you can believe the people, almost 10,000 satisfied customers who submitted their glowing written reviews and video reviews after receiving their books from BitMap. By ordering your first BitMap book using our link, you will also be supporting the Timeless Gamers Show in spreading our love of video games and their rich history. Start your own online live streams, webinars, podcasts, online classes, and virtual presentations with Streamyard. By using Streamyard's user-friendly interface, you can also do simultaneous multi-streaming if you have accounts to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and other platforms. If live streaming is not your style, video and audio recordings are also available, especially with those who have variable and inconsistent internet connections. The finished output will still come out as clear and well articulated exactly as you originally intended. You can also customize the appearance of your presentation, like green screen effects, facial touch-ups to smoothen out those facial blemishes, multiple cameras for multiple guests joining in the discussion, your own wallpaper on the background, adding your own logo as a watermark, sharing videos from your own computer or other website for added visual aids with or without audio, uploading your own background music if you wish to set the mood when talking, and lots more. Before you can enjoy all of the wonderful full features of StreamYard, you can start with a 14-day free trial by using our link. Not only that you are supporting the Timeless Gamer Show, but you can see it for yourself how easy it is using StreamYard. Alright, thank you for that, StreamYard and BitMap Books. So, during the first half of the show, the Cute 'em Up video game challenge. On the Mega Drive side, we did already discuss Troubleshooter and Twinkle Tail, and then on the the Super Nintendo side, we already discussed Parodius and Pocky and Rocky.
Yeah.
So give it now to Sir Viraj again for the second half of the show. Kill 'em Up games.
All right. So again, it wouldn't be a Cute 'em Up show if I didn't talk about Twinbee. Now, I know we all know Twinbee is like one of the older sort of Cute 'em Ups out there for those of us who play these games. This is obviously the Super Nintendo version of the game. Now, instead of like, I know with Parodius, there's not, I would say that there isn't that much of a leap from the NES version to the Super Nintendo version. I think that's a fair statement. Although the graphics are so much more superior and the music is superior on Super Nintendo. Whereas Pop and Twinbee, which is the game that I'm talking about, which came out in '93, they've done a lot more in terms of enhancement, presentation, and how it plays. So this was really, again, developed by Konami. Konami have done pretty much have this sort of thing with Twinbee and Gradius being like their main sort of Cute 'em Ups, and they're sort of mainly the main sort of Cute 'em Up developer, we could say, in terms of the most prolific franchises in this genre, and that are well known. So definitely something worth looking into. So I'll pass it to Retro Vibes, and he can tell us his thoughts on how he found this game.
Yes, thank you. So this one is like a vertical shooter, and similar to the other game, or Pop and Rocky. You can actually play this 2-player. So I played with my wife. She was watching me play, and she was like, "Oh, this is a interesting game because it's very colorful and like you see like all the enemies like in the first level you got like a grapes and watermelons and there's like clouds with smiley faces. So for her." It kind of reminded her like the one of the first games she played was Galaga, kind of like that. So she kind of played, and what did I put here? I put the graphics good, sound was good. Actually, fun fact about the soundtrack was composed by the name Michiru Yamane, who also did the Castlevania soundtrack as well, Symphony of the Night. It's a really upbeat, jazzy soundtrack, and it perfectly encapsulates like the game itself. It's really like joyful and adventurous, which I really liked. Visually, like I said, stunning, colorful artistry. The sound effects pop well. I really enjoyed it. Me and my wife gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. That's some high praise with this particular game. I mean, certainly if you look at it, it looks very colorful, very pretty. The music stood out for me. I really like the music to this game. It's very upbeat, and I'm not surprised that someone behind Castlevania Symphony of the Night was behind this. I know it had a number of composers, but I think that's one that's credited. But yeah, very upbeat as you would expect with Cute 'em Up in terms of music, and there's something nice about that. But yeah, thanks for your thoughts, Retro. What about you, Sir Jose? What's your thoughts on this particular game?
Okay, so first time playing this one. Game was really fun. Just playing it, everything was smooth controls wise. The music, like you guys said, is really good. Probably like one of the best things about this. Everything's nice and colorful. Everything's kind of big and detailed. I like that little attack where you can attack the things that are on the ground.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Because at first I was like, what the fuck? Like, how do I kill this fucking... Yeah. I was like, can I kill this pineapple that's just minding its business on the ground?
Yeah.
And I was like, what's this button do? And it just goes, woo, he's dead. And I was like,
you tyrant, killing minding their business, But yeah, okay. Any other thoughts you have on this, guy?
Just fun game overall, you guys. Probably like... including Parodius and Pocky and Rocky, probably good definition of if you want to show someone what a cute 'em up is. I give this a 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10. Wow. I mean, it is a beautiful game. Actually, it's my favorite cute 'em up on Super Nintendo. I'll put it out there. I like the fact that you have the varied elements of, you can shoot your enemies in the sky, but you can shoot the ones downwards, and that's something that Twinbee had always had, to be honest. But I also like the fact that you got other power-ups that they've added to this. So they've innovated the gameplay on the 16-bit platform. There's a lot more you can do with it, like punching and have all these other little power-ups and things like that. So you have like a melee attack and things like that. So I thought that was really interesting. I like the animation as well, the special effects that this has. There's a lot more going on screen. I thoroughly did enjoy this one. So I'm glad that you actually like it that much. You gave it a 10 out of 10. So that's really good. Okay, so Joel, your thoughts on this particular thing? I think you have high praise for this as well.
Yes, well, the thing about it is, Twinbee is a series that is very near and dear to Filipinos' hearts. This is one of the series that really defined the Famicom, the Japanese Famicom, when it first appeared in Philippine shores. Twinbee, the original one on Famicom, was played to death by almost everybody I know, and this one ups it in ways that you can't possibly imagine. This is more.
That's all we have.
Well, that's true. That's true. You have to admit, Joe, it is one of the few games that we had and that everybody was able to play. And this one is more of a. The nice thing about Twinbee is that it's a. What's the right word for it? It's a bell juggling game. Even more so with this one, you're trying to find the bell that the power up in the particular bell that you keep shooting. It changes colors, and when you get the bell in a different color, you get a different power up. So this one, does that in spades. There are more clouds, there are more bells that you juggle, and there are more enemies that you shoot. It's tons of fun. I have to admit, this one did not tax my reflexes as much as I thought it would, as the others did. So yeah, this is, and of course the fact that it's close to the original series that we used to love and play. I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow, that's a very high score for you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it really is a beautiful game. What about you, Sergio? What do you have to say for it?
Right.
I mean, this is
Judging
actually
by
this is something that you could enjoy. I think you didn't find this too hard. I mean, I would say it's probably the easiest out of all of them. So I don't want to hear no excuses about how you had to, save state here, had to do a save here and all that. I think you would have got
you say
know?
play the games however you like, so I'm not gonna hear that.
Yeah.
All right. So, story wise, I'm like, what? What if Dr. Wily got drunk and invaded another game franchise? This is basically it. Okay. Uh, like Sir Joel mentioned, I am more familiar with the Twin B that came out from the Famicom, and at least on the Famicom version, it's a lot simpler compared to this one. Not because with this one, this version, it's a lot more bullet hell kind of. There's a lot more stuff going on, uh, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not hard to dodge. All of those bullets coming at you. If they're I'm only having some difficulties because of those darn bells. Because with the Famicom, we're pretty much
Yeah.
conditioned to get all of those power ups. Like
Yeah.
for the life of me, I was having difficulty getting the right color because I
Yeah.
like getting I like getting all of the options. I like getting the shield.
Whoa,
I
whoa,
could
whoa.
care
When
less
you say
about the
the right
ammunition. Really.
color, what are we saying here? We've got to be careful with how we're wording this. What do you mean by the right color? You know?
The right color of the bells. God damn it! To all of you guys,
What's
to
the
all of you
wrong
guys who played Twin B,
the wrong
you know what I'm
color?
talking about.
No. I want to know
Okay.
what the wrong color is here. You talk about not getting the right color. So what's the wrong color?
Yeah. Yeah.
Luckily,
That's
the
what I'm
wrong color
saying.
doesn't exist in this game. Anyway, continue.
You actually, no, but there's no.
I don't know.
If you get a black bell, what happens when you get a black bell? What happens in Twinbee?
Then
I don't know.
your pocket gets picked. Anyway,
Oh,
I don't know.
sorry, you're racist.
I don't know.
I am.
You're
You've
Uh,
known that about me forever. Come on.
If you get the black bell, it's hard for you to get a cab.
No, seriously, in Twinbee.
That's true. That's true. There you go.
If you get a black belt,
Um,
you can hurt your character. It's just
if-
that's the way it's programmed in. That's the way it is. Just don't
You suddenly
Uh,
find yourself. If you get the black belt, you suddenly find yourself without a father. Anyway, continue.
Oh, racism. Oh,
You
dear.
guys have known that about me forever.
No, that's
No.
cold, man. Go on, continue.
Uh,
go on.
To my
What do you mean,
knowledge,
you people?
to my knowledge, getting that green bell. I'm not sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Getting the green bell will get you an option.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Getting the purple bell will get you the shield. I might getting this mixed up.
Mm.
Yeah. I prefer getting the spread, of course, for crowd control. I don't really
Oh.
like using this one, the one in the game footage. And if there's one thing that I will nitpick, it's the options. Unlike Gradius and Salamander, your options they will add more coverage in regarding to where
Yeah.
they're gonna shoot. With the options on the Pop and Twin B, they will follow you. Like they will just follow you, like wherever you go, and then if you stop, they will stop at the same space as you are.
Mm.
So unlike Gradius and Salamander, like for example, you can like if you have 2 or 3 or 4 options, if you spread around, there's like 4 or 5 shots coming from your side. But this one, unless you are moving around, you're not gonna get that.
Mm.
Once you stop, all of them will stop at the same spot where you are.
Yeah.
And it's useful in a sense that if you're fighting like the big bosses that don't really move that much, you can pretty much concentrate your fire, I guess, but I like my crowd control. You know what I
Because
mean?
it's cheating if you can spread the options across the screen. You don't have to move
Right.
anymore. All the shots will be
That's
throughout the
yeah.
screen
There's
I
already.
guess.
a strategy
Yeah.
to this game when it comes to the
Mhm.
bells, and you have to make sure you
Mhm.
get the right one that works for you, and that's basically
The right
it.
color of the bells.
Yes, the
Right.
right.
Flat
Color
bells.
matters here. All right, so
Okay.
color matters here. We've established that, and you don't want to get the wrong color. So we have
Yes,
that as well.
absolutely. Yeah, your property values will go down. Anyway.
There's lots of so yeah, I'm glad. I'd like to think that you enjoyed this game. Regardless.
He's just shaking his head. I know.
Yeah, it's just shameful, isn't it? Euphemisms here that are being used.
I know.
Because
So
he's
I'm glad that
building
you
it.
enjoyed. I'm glad that you enjoyed. Me personally, like, I like this game a lot. I love the presentation, man. I like the way it looks. Yeah, it's probably one of the better looking games here that we've talked about. And I like the upgrade, the fact that they didn't just sort of like copy and paste something from the NES to Super Nintendo. But let's have a look what Sudan has said. He says, I love Twinbee as a character and always pick him in Parodius and think the music's great, but Pop and Pumbee itself is too easy for his tastes. And it is one of the easiest games here, let's be blunt here. And for someone like Sudan who likes to torture himself with very difficult games, he's obviously switched off and he needs
Hey, if it's his preference, let him.
Yeah, he's a gaming racist. There's a lot of gaming racists.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Terrible.
If there's one thing I'm going to add about this game, I didn't realize they are basically aircrafts. Like they have actual pilots. I didn't know that. Like they have actual pilots here. I'm like, since when they have pilots? Because up till now, I always thought Twin Bees like they're sentient aircraft.
Like it's a transformer or something.
I didn't realize that they have pilots as well.
Yeah, you never found that out in the Famicom version.
No,
really. I don't
not in the Famicom version. I mean, because in the Famicom version, they're pretty much the same as Galaga, Galaxian, B-Wings.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
For me, this game, for me, this game, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Personally, I do think it's a beautiful game. Very easy to get through, mind you. It did have a sequel on Super Nintendo, but it's not a shoot 'em up game. It's a platformer game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't remember. So this is like the only sort of like shoot 'em up that version of the game. But the platformer Twinbee is really interesting, and that's worth checking out. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Twinbee Rainbow or something. I can't remember. Rainbow Bell, Twinbee Rainbow Bell Adventures. But that's afterwards.
With the story and the cutscene animations here. If this was an anime back in the early 90s, I would have watched it.
Hey, I probably would have too, and it's certainly got that. It's certainly got the look. It's certainly got the appeal to it.
Look.
Yeah.
So Richard says in the chat, he says, trivia, this is one of the games that tested the SNES and arcade system to the limit. There were some cases of the arcade version shutting down due to overheating. So there's a lot going on the screen, and I'm not surprised about that. This was pushing it to the limit. Yeah, you got John Phillip saying Twinbee and Gradius pilot for Smash Brothers. Oh, okay. All right, so let's move on to the next game. So
Gradius is a pilot?
No. He's saying, they could be part of the Smash Bros. Universe in the future, but now I think the Smash Bros. Universe is a little picky about that kind of thing. Anyway, continue, Viraj.
Right, so we go for the next game in our little list, the fifth game. So we go to the Sega platform now. So we're going back to Sega now. So the year is 1993 still. So we're now well into the 16-bit era where they've learned to make games really well. And obviously, this game is actually on the add-on for the Sega Mega Drive called the Sega CD or Mega CD, as it was called here in Europe and Japan. This game's called Kyo Flying Squadron. Okay, it's a cute 'em up, a comical cute 'em up, I should say, for the Sega Mega CD by Victor Entertainment, and it had its sequel on the Sega Saturn. The protagonist is a girl called Rami, and she wears a bunny suit, and she has a pet dragon called, and they're set to recover some stolen treasure by this raccoon. This Professor Coon, or was it Professor Poon? That's his name. And he's this intelligent raccoon who's got an IQ of 1400 or something. But
hey, that's a racial slur that you mentioned. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, sorry, I mean raccoon. It is a racial slur. Sorry, apologies for anyone saying that.
So I'm not the only gaming racist here, Jose.
Yeah, well, you know, but it has the most awkward, most odd intro sequence of any video game I've ever seen. It's like a documentary, and then it becomes like some sort of weird thing that's going on with this. Yeah, you got prayed or whatever, and it's just a weird little animation. And I suppose they were learning. It's cute in a way in how they did it. And obviously, the story's like they're living in some place, some sort of shrine area, and then this Professor Poon goes down and he nicks this key or something, and then the Rami's like grandma or whatever is like pissed off because he blames Rami for it, and then now you got to go get the key, and that's the story, right? That's basically it. It's cute. I like the voice acting. I like the presentation, so it gets plus points there. It gets 100 points for presentation because this was Sega Mega CD at the time. It was great, and you get straight into the game, and I think it's really, really, really cool. So I'm interested to hear what Retro Vibes has to say about this. It's like this thing is probably something it's probably the most unique out of all the games here. But what are your thoughts on this?
I like how you mentioned like the first anime because that was the first thing that popped in. Like, oh man, I wonder if he's going to mention the cutscene and where it intros into the game. And I found that very interesting. I do like the anime cutscenes. I believe I was reading a fun fact. It was like hand drawn. It was just gorgeous. Like the cutscenes are really good. Like you said, beautiful voice history. I like also. It's very similar to the previous game, Paradius. It's like a side-scrolling shooter. And I like when you're playing, so you're riding, Remedy's riding the dragon, and I believe like when you get further into the game, you can kind of add on these, I think it's like companion dragons. I think it's like two extra little dragons that kind of orbit around her, and they like fire projectiles as well. And the movement, not too bad. It was easy enough for me to kind of dance in between the projectiles and like dodge and whatnot. So visually good, sound is good. I found the controls really good. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it actually.
Yeah, I think it's quite easy to navigate against the projectiles. It's not too fast. It's not too intense. I would say it's quite straight. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's easier when we look at the shmups. But in terms of the way the level design is with the parallax scrolling, the steady pace that you're at, I think it's manageable for all ages, to be honest. But I'm glad that you enjoyed this game. What about you, Sir Jose? What did you think?
All right, so this game, a cute game. I love the FMV and the cutscenes. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, especially back in those days. So I really like that. The music is really good. I like how the characters and the enemies stand out from the background. So everything in the background's a little darker, but the characters are nice, colorful, detailed. Let's see. There's this. I think when you beat the first level, it shows like a little screen shot of like her riding the dragon, and I'm like, why the fuck does the dragon have nuts? Literally just right there on the screen.
I mean, they have to reproduce, Jose.
Yeah, but we don't need to see it. Like, who are we, Mirage? We don't want to see nuts in our face.
Well, some people want to see it. They want the attention to detail, Anyway,
well, now I got to add nuts to my dragon that I have tattooed on my body.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. You got to make sure of that one.
I gave this 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Wow.
10 dragon nuts out of 10.
Okay. 20. No.
All right. So nice of you to join us, Juan. I know you've had
some going on. My bad, guys.
These things happen. So obviously, I just want you to talk about your thoughts on this game in terms of its gameplay, its sound, its presentation, and the graphics, and what your general thoughts of this particular game with the Kyo Flying Squadron. So here we go, Juan. Let's see what you have to say about this.
With this one, this was actually my first time playing this one. Even though it was on one of my favorite, Sega attachments on the Sega CD.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really good game, very colorful, very detailed. The music behind it too was really good. But I will say, I don't know if anybody caught it. The grandma in the opening cutscene, why she sound like Marge Simpson? I don't know if anybody caught that.
Oh, she's got the voice actress to Marge Simpson. Okay.
She sounds like Marge Simpson. That's how I took it. I had to play it back a couple times to kind of be like, what the fuck? But like the concept on she's riding a dragon, have little companions. The one thing that I didn't like, I think it was one of the boss fights where you had to defeat one of the little things on his hands, but you had to go like in front of it as she's shooting forward. and then you had those little homing little fucking dragons kind of just coming
Yeah.
down and trying to attack it. I mean, it would have been cool if it would have been able to like, hey, let me flip and just shoot into it.
Yeah.
Story wise though, like I mean, it was really good. I mean, knowing that, I mean, the whole thing was based on trying to find a key. But I mean, I thought it was really good. I liked it and enjoyed it.
Dinky key. Yeah, that's it. The dinky key.
With this one, I mean, for my first time playing it, I put some time into it. I would give it a solid 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Oh wow, high praise for this.
And I will really want to play it again. And this time, when I play it again, not rush it, even though we had a list of a bunch of games to play.
Well,
but I will do it again.
Well,
and finish the rest of the series.
Well, you know, this has a sequel on the Saturn. And that's definitely one that you might want to keep your eyes on. That's really good. But I don't want to sort of because the sequel. No, you're good. But no, I'm glad that you like the game, and that's great. So Joe, what are your thoughts on this game?
All right, so this is one of the situations where I'm gonna have to be a little bit of a contrarian to everybody here. Okay. I have to say that this game visually did not impress me compared to the games that came before. I played them. I know. I played them in order from when Viraj gave me the list, gave us the list, and I guess it's the fact that the ones that came before were very visually colorful and appealing and very attractive. So this one was kind of a letdown right from the get-go because of the fact that the color palette was very muted already compared to the previous ones. Although gameplay wise, it was very solid. I enjoyed the gameplay aspect, but the visual aspect right from the get-go did not appeal to me because of the fact that it's kind of like you're having steak and then right in the middle of it you have Brussels sprouts. I don't know. So it kind of destroys the pacing of the visual aspect for me. I'm sorry to have to say this, but that really brought the score down for me. I mean, it might get colorful later and on in the
there's the nuts.
Yeah. There you go. You're right. There are nuts, aren't they? Okay. and you know, very defined too. So that I would say. I don't know if it gets more colorful later in the game series, but yeah, don't start off a game with dark color palettes because it kind of throws people off. That's my take. I know. So I'd say 6 out of 10 overall.
6 out of 10. Oh, because of the color. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mega Drive is known to have a darker color palette to the Super Nintendo, but I mean, they could. I suppose it's not that dark to the point where they couldn't be more colorful. It's just the choice that they chose to make, but. Fair enough. That's just your view, and that's fair enough. What about you, Sir Joe? What do you think about this game?
Is there a Rule 34 of this game?
There might be. I'm not going to.
I'm sure there is. Absolutely.
I mean,
all right.
Anybody in a bunny suit will always have a Rule 34.
She got a bunny ears out, man. She got a bunny. She's in a bunny suit for you.
I must have missed the FMB or maybe I'm just forgetting.
Oh, there is. I just looked it up.
There is. Yeah. Wonderful.
Oh my goodness.
I'll check that out. Because I don't remember why is she wearing the bunny suit in the first place. Because I mean, it's not like it adds more to the story or it adds more to her ammunition or her ability to ride the dragon. Does the dragon likes her on a bunny suit? I don't know.
It makes her more aerodynamic. I don't know.
It makes her more aerodynamic. God damn it. Okay. I am more I am more invested on the cutscenes where you can see her ass first.
Terrible.
Hey, this is the game. Remember, guys, this is the game suggested by Sir Viraj. It ain't us. Okay, supposedly this is a Q-em-up game, but he's the one perving it out.
Listen,
okay.
I don't think it's sinful at all. Actually, I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with wanting to strap on some bunny ears, you know, and saving the world. What's wrong with that? You know, the girl likes a bunny ear. She wants to wear a one piece with a bunny tail. It's cute. All right.
She's very empowered as a woman. You know, she can wear what she wants.
Empowered.
She's 20 years old, so she's legal. All right. So there's nothing wrong.
Really?
Right?
She's 20?
Okay. She's 20 according to the cutscene. Yeah.
All right. She's 20. All right, so what's
anyways, just like Sir Joel here, I'm gonna side him. I'm gonna side with him on this one. Out of all the games that we had so far, this the color palette here is a little bit close to Troubleshooter. Because it's Sega. Um, it's a little bit darker compared to compared to the other games. Not as bright.
Yeah.
And as far as the cute factor in terms of the stuff that you see here compared to the other games, yeah.
Mm.
I don't see anything cute here. I mean, the only remotely cute that I can see in this game, maybe it's just her and maybe the dragon, but that's it. I mean,
What about the cute little raccoons? You know what I mean? They're cute. And what about some of the enemy characters? They're quite cute, don't you think?
again, subjective.
Okay. I can't win with you, man. What do you think of the music? What about the music in this game? I thought the music was
No,
great.
everything else is all right.
Yeah.
If there's one thing, maybe I'll nitpick further. Maybe the bombs. I don't know. Maybe the trajectory. Kind of. It's not as. It's not as visually efficient as I thought they would be. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, they do get the job done for crowd control,
Eventually.
but otherwise, you will only get like what, two options here. Well, not really options, but two baby dragons, I guess.
Well, the idea of the
This boss right
dragons
here
is
that we're watching. This is the boss I was talking about.
Oh, there. Okay, here we go. So the idea of the idea of the dragons is so when you're not shooting, they appear after a while, and then you can use them to a kamikaze attack. Remember, and you can just use them to attack, and they'll all fly and just blow up in front of whatever character you want to just aim it at. So there's that aspect. I think that's not been mentioned here, but I think that's a really interesting aspect of the game. I think it's cool for what it is. But yeah, I suppose there are bits that can be a bit tricky and a bit tiring and
Probably Joe's contention regarding the bombs is the trajectory of them. They could have been angled a little bit better in terms of aiming.
Man, they can't make the game too easy for you, man.
I guess that's true. That's true.
Skill issue. I keep saying, guys,
You
a
need to have
skill
some
issue.
challenge.
Okay.
You need to have some challenge.
Right.
And a lot of it is
This is actually this is the game that I played first because out of all the games that we have so far, this is a Sega CD game,
Yeah,
and
well,
I don't have any Sega CD console with me, so I'm only using my Genesis Mini
yeah.
here.
Yeah, I'll be playing
Yeah,
on
so
the Mini.
I had to download the Sega CD emulator. Install it in this one, same as for the SNES,
and then put the BIOS in there, and you can do it. Yeah, I've done it the same way, so it's all good. But yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad to hear your thoughts. I personally really liked this game. I thought it was something different. That's what I liked about it. I thought the intro was very bemusing at best, but I thought it was something different that caught my attention. I liked the way that the story was told. I like the music. I like the presentation. I love the way the levels are designed. I like the enemy design. I like a lot of things about this game. And again, you can adjust your difficulty in the menu sections, like with a lot of Sega games of the time. So you have a good, and I felt the controls were quite tight as well. I think you can control her dragon quite. There's no input lag, literally. So I'll give this a 9 out of 10. Personally, I really like
the control is as tight as her suit.
Yeah, tight as a one piece, right? So let's move on to let's have a look at the comment section. So Zidane has said, he says that it's a brilliant game. Like Vero says, really well balanced, standard difficulty, great for casual players, hard, great for veterans, some superb challenge design around it, really well crafted, 9.5 out of 10. So he's giving it quite a high rating. What's it? Okay, yeah, see you, John. He's going to go somewhere. And we got Richard saying, Nintendo present colors that are attractive to kids, while Sega is keeping it real with the darker color palette. So he's trying to say it's more of a serious color palette we got here. So there's that. Let's move on to the next game, shall we? So the next game in our arsenal of games here is a game that came out in 1994, and it's a series that I'm sure it's well known. It's developed by a company called Success, and this is actually their main IP. I mean, they've got another IP which I forget, but this is what they're known for. It's Panorama Cotton, so it's the Cotton franchise, and I'm sure we're familiar with this Witch in the arcades, and it's a side-scrolling game that's very popular. And it's an IP that is very much beloved in the gaming circles. This is the Mega Drive version of the game. Now, there was a Super Famicom version, and these were all only released in Japan. We never got this. Okay, so there's obviously Cotton 100% on SNES, but this is Panorama Cotton on Mega Drive. Now, this is different compared to all the other games that we've had here, in the sense that it's a rail shooter with a sort of 3D sort of landscape in the same vein as Space Harrier, which I think is really fascinating because the Super Nintendo was designed with Mode 7 technology, yet they got a Cotton game which was just a horizontal shooter, whereas the sort of Mode 7 style or scaling, we should call it, scaling technology, is actually used in the Mega Drive, and it's that scaling game that's in there. So you would have thought, well, surely that game would probably be better suited for that hardware and that on that, but no, it's the other way around. And it just shows that with a really talented programmer, you can create games that can scale on Mega Drive. So I think that's really cool. Retro Vibes, I want you to tell me your thoughts. Again, there's an English translation patch. I know it's been written in Japanese, but you can patch it with English and follow the story in English. But let me know your thoughts on this game, Retro.
Damn. So I think this was like traditionally like a side-scrolling shooter, but this one in particular, like you said, it's in 3D, and you can kind of move the character like up, down, but it's moving forward. Like what you said, I think it was good represent. It's like a screen rail shooter, so you're moving forward, and like you can see just there, and then you got to dodge and projectiles and enemies like that. I really enjoyed it. I liked it. It's different from the other ones. Obviously, other ones were like top down. Vertical shooters or side scrollers, for example. This one, it's like a 3D, and I really enjoyed that aspect. In terms of the graphics and colors, I think it was okay. I did enjoy, similar to like the others, it's very colorful design. What I put here, and because of this 3D, it kind of, as with the different ones, it added a bit more complexity, so it's a bit more different, but it was also more fun, I think. The I guess movement wasn't too bad. I felt it was a bit laggy, but it wasn't too bad in the sense that it was still not too hard. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one. 9 out of 10.
What? Yeah. He's allowed to have that 9 out of 10. We'll get to you in a minute, Sir Joe. All right, so okay, thanks for that Retro Vibes. Hey, what are your thoughts on this particular game when playing it? How did you find it?
Okay, so for this game, I found that it was probably the most muted out of all the ones we've played.
Okay.
And the maybe it's just me, but like the presentation, like it was really hard to like control the game and see like exactly what I'm trying to shoot at.
Yeah.
I felt like maybe there should have been like a crosshair on the screen, because like the character kept getting in the way, and I'm like, am I hitting them? Am I not hitting them? What am I doing?
I think that's the problem with all sorts of rail shooters, generally speaking. But please continue.
And but the music was really good. The game, it's a cute game. I feel like I need more time with it. And then speaking on that, it did get released on the newer consoles. It has a port. It's on Switch, PS4, PS5, and on the Xbox. On the Xbox right now, it's actually on sale for $2. So I picked that up just so I could play it some more. But as far as what I played, I will give this game a 7 out of 10.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Mr. One? What did you think of this game? It'd be interesting.
This one, well, I mean, I agree with Jose and RV. Like, I mean, controlling, was decent. Like, the movement, but yeah, the main character did get in the way. But it also she also looked like Edna from The Incredibles too, with red hair.
darling. Yeah, go on.
But for me, like, I mean, it just felt like it was too much going on at once. And then once you kind of toggle the speed, the faster you got, the worse it got. So trying to figure out, am I hitting this person? Am I not?
Yeah.
I just honestly felt like it was way too much going on. Star Fox kind of for the Nintendo was a lot better than this.
Yeah, well, you had a Super FX chip with Star Fox, so this didn't have any.
Just playing it, I mean, like Jose said, it was very muted. So I had to listen to the Star Fox soundtrack as I played this. It just gave me more of an But I mean, overall, I mean, I do want to give this game another shot. I mean, I kind of just played for a little bit and cut it off. But I do want to give another shot. I mean, as of right now, I would give this game a 5 out of 10. I mean, just for the fact that, I mean, it's a game that's generated, created, and everything and put out for people to play.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Sir Joe? What do you think about this game?
All right. So I'm sorry to say I love this type of game. I love the from the back shooter type.
From the back,
innuendo.
huh?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But I love the games like Afterburner. I love Galaxy Force 1 and 2. I love Iridion 1 and 2 on the GBA.
Yeah, I love those as well.
Iridion 3D. And I loved that type of course, Space Harrier. One bad thing about this game is that the character sprite is too large for the screen. I would say that is its biggest flaw. The fact that it's taking up way too much screen space that it obscures your aim. It's hard to make sure that your shot is going where it's supposed to be, because if it's shooting straight forward, you don't know where that shot is headed. You have to move out of its way. Yeah, you have to move out of its way for you to be able to find out if it's going to hit or not. So I love this type of shooter. I've always played it on the arcade. Whenever I see something like it, I always go for it. And I thought I would love this too. It's just that the character design and its placement is really unfortunate.
It's a sprite itself. So if they made it smaller,
slightly smaller, and like Jose said,
and where it's going, you can
exactly.
see it.
And as Jose said, maybe a reticle, an aiming shot, an aiming reticle where it's supposed to go.
I don't know about an aiming reticle, but as long as you can see it from the vanishing.
Yes, precisely. Where if you minimize the character a little bit and you can see where your shot is headed, that would have helped immensely in terms of gameplay, honestly. So I would say, sad to say, I'm gonna have to give this a failing grade. I'd have to give it a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Wow. Okay, fair enough. Just on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe, you're giving this game a dirty look. You obviously got some mean things to say about it. Let's go.
Say it.
Say it.
It's just that I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the ROM file that I downloaded, because when I played this one, well, at least with the ROM that I used, the overall presentation is very laggy. Like it kept on lagging. It kept on lagging, and then at one point, things got glitchy. I don't know. Was it? I'm not because.
You think you might have a corrupt file
somewhere during the. I think somewhere during the first stage, when she went underground.
Yeah.
Where there's those columns that moving around, and most of the time I'm just dodging things.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even like these guys mentioned. Am I shooting at something here? It's like because I played Space Harrier and what's the other game for Joe that you mentioned? Space
Galaxy
Harrier
Force.
and Afterburner. Yeah,
Afterburner
and Space Harrier were a lot more tolerable than this thing. Okay, so most of the time I'm just dodging things. I'm not really, because I'm not even sure I was shooting at anything. And then I realized, oh, those black balls with green with a green background. Oh, apparently that's my shot. And okay, cool. Like, but am I hitting anything? I'm not even sure if I'm hitting anything. So I said, okay, because I was holding down B, because I thought maybe by holding B, I'm shooting, like, shooting rapid fire. No. So I tried tapping B a lot just to see if I get a lot more shots. No, not really. Despite your shot being that almost non-existent, it's kind of slow as well. And like Sir Jose mentioned and Sir Joel mentioned, would have been nice if there's like a crosshair that you can see like where you are actually shooting at. So for a rail shooter, it's not. it's baffling because there are other games like it in the Sega Mega Drive, Sega Genesis,
Yeah.
that did way better. And I'm like, why not use that kind of mechanic here? So I'm not sure if it. I mean, I'm looking at the game footage now, and it's still quite laggy. Still,
Okay.
okay. And
I
I'm
mean, I
guessing
had
he's,
no
and,
issues with lag when I played it, but go on. I think you must have had a corrupt ROM or you're using an emulator that didn't run it properly. I think that might have been it. Did you use the stock emulator or did you use Genesis Plus GX on the Mini? There's
the
two you
GX.
can use.
Oh, Mini. Well, no, like I said, maybe it's just the ROM that I downloaded. I don't know.
Okay.
But
I'll
still,
send you my translated reworked ROM, but yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It is
I
what
might,
it is.
I might download like the actual Japanese ROM rather than a translated ROM.
Yeah.
See if there's any difference in the gameplay. But based from what these guys mentioned, I think it's pretty much the same thing. If there's one saving grace about this game, are those sexy ass fairies. Okay,
Oh my
but
God. Yeah,
but
okay,
not
so-
really.
That's fair enough. I mean, I think if we're looking at the, I mean, there's obviously the Mega Drive panorama continent we're talking about here, and I think they were very ambitious with what they were doing in terms of having that scaling effect. I think that's really good. I think the graphics are really good. And I totally agree with the sentiments in regards to the character sprite being a bit too big, and we want to see exactly where the projectile is being aimed at and shot. Sedan says, I love rail shooters, but agree that Cotton is not well crafted as the likes of Space Harrier or Afterburner. I totally get why some of the lads struggled with it. Man, sprite is too big for sure, which is exactly what I'm saying. Some of the depth perception feels off to 6 out of 10 for him. Afterburner is a 10 out of 10 though, so yeah, it's a high bar to hit. I think with scaling shoot 'em ups, you have to be very precise in how you do things. So I think so that is actually so fucking rub. I mean, what is this nonsense? So Richard says the Cotton series has a different approach to gameplay based on the system. The NEC has flashing colors being emulated on the keyboard when on demo mode. Got the PlayStation version, which is an emulation of the NEC system. The Sega Dreamcast tried to emulate Space Harrier to limited success. The latest version on the Nintendo Switch is a redesign of the NEC version, which is better colors, and one of the complaints is the combo multipliers masking the projectiles during play. And that's the key thing. You want to be able to see what you're doing, and if there's a lot going on the screen, if your character sprite is too big, you can't see an enemy or a projectile coming to you. It can impair your gameplay. That being said, I think it was a valiant effort on Success's part to actually put this game on the Mega Drive. I think it's a bad game. I think there are aspects of it which make it more challenging, but I do think it's a good game for what it is. And when I look at something like Space Harrier 2, which was an early scaling game on the Mega Drive, and it is just riddled with flickering all over the place, the fact that there's no flickering in this and the fact that they managed to keep this game consistent is actually an achievement. I like it for what it is. For me, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10, personally. I think it's still worth having a look at because it's quite unique in how this game is for the Mega Drive hardware. Right, so that being said, let's move on to the final game. Is the final game? Yes, the final game for the series, for this little shoot 'em up challenge. Now, obviously, cute 'em up challenge, I should say. Now, this is Fantasy Zone. Now, this isn't just any Fantasy Zone. Now, Fantasy Zone has been ported and played on all sorts of platforms, like ever since the arcade version came out by Sega. And we've had one on Master System. We have one on Game Gear. We even have it on on Famicom. It came out on Famicom. I think Tengen published it because it was that successful. And it's a Sega game, so that's worth checking out. And there was also Super Fantasy Zone on the Mega Drive, which was supposed to be like the last of that series, but no, it isn't the last. For those of us who bought the Sega Mega Drive Mini 2 or the Genesis Mini 2, this is Fantasy Zone on that. Is this the right Fantasy Zone that you put up there? Is it the right video you found? I don't think so.
I think it's the Master System. Hang on.
So have a look at the Fantasy. So it's a Fantasy Zone, Genesis Mini 2 or Mega Drive Mini 2, and that will come up. And that's the game we're talking about here. So this is a 2022 release. This is actually the newest chronological sort of cue up that we're talking about. And what makes this so special worth talking about? Well, they actually ported that arcade version. It's like a true really good port of the arcade version with all these extras that you have in there. So you have like an easy mode in there. You have like two versions. You got like a Super Fantasy Zone levels in there, and you also have the original level. So you have a lot more adjustment. You got super easy mode for people like Sir Joel and Sir Joe if you want to play it that way, which makes the game a lot more fun. And it is a lot more fun with super easy because you get your weapons in the shop and then you can power up your Oppa spacecraft and do whatever it is you want. So definitely a lot of fun. So Retro Vibes, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. I hate to admit, I played the super easy mode because I just found and there's also like a time attack mode as well, I believe. But
Yeah.
I played different modes. I enjoyed all of them. I think what really attracted to me, there's like you collect coins and you can kind of buy weapons and upgrade your
There's
ship.
an economy. There's an economy to this game, yeah.
Yeah, so I enjoyed that aspect. Graphics, as you can see, it's very colorful. I think maybe a bit too green for me. I think they could use different, like you can see the backgrounds there. But in terms of the overall design, I think I liked it. I enjoyed it. Very colorful, very cute. It's a cute 'em up, so it is what it is. Sound, I think it was good. Overall, I did enjoy it. I gave it a 8 out of 10. I did enjoy it, but just for me, maybe it wasn't for me really, but I did enjoy it.
Okay, that's interesting to know. What about you, Jose? What do you think of this game?
All right, so this game, super cute. I love Opopa. He's super cute.
Ooh.
Everything's nice, bright, colorful. Again, definition of what a cute 'em up is. I like the little detail in the first level, how when you blow up the guys and they're just kind of like deflated on the floor instead of just disappearing like everyone else. I thought that was funny. The music is really good. Everything about it. I didn't play it on super easy because I'm good at this. No, I'm just playing. I just wanted to throw a dig at everyone else.
I didn't play it on super easy,
but it was really good. I didn't find it too hard. I'm gonna go back and play it some more though because I liked it that much. I'm gonna give this game a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah.
Jose is an ableist. Okay.
Well, I think the beautiful thing about this game is there's so many different settings because you can play it in original mode and you've got new mode as well. So you actually got 2 games in one if you look at it, and there's so many other settings in it, which actually gives this game so much more replay value and merit. And in terms of, you have to be mindful. This is a game that was developed in 1986 and then repackaged it. Yeah. Fantasy Zone is a 1986 game, and
not that. I mean, I'm looking at the gameplay. What?
Yeah,
that's all it look.
Yeah.
What I like about the game is the economy aspect of it, which is powering up your ships. I also like the fact that really the premise of the game is you've got 8 little bases like this. You've got to blow up, and then you get a boss level. It's quite simple, really. It's the simplicity of it. You know how far you got a little map at the bottom as to where you have to blow up the bases, etc. And it's as much about shooting and destroying enemies as it is to be avoiding their projectiles as well. So you just got to be very careful and skilled with this. Obviously, if it's on super easy, you can really overpower your ship to be faster. You can get more powerful bombs, and you can also get more powerful weapons, generally speaking. So on super easy mode, it's very easy to get very rich and buy those things. But I like that aspect of it. So you have a lot of strategy involved in it as well. Okay, good to know. So we've heard from Retrovise, we've heard from Jose.
What the hell? How the hell that happened?
So
what are
you exclaiming about, Jose? Joe, what's going on? What's going on?
I'm looking at the gameplay.
Okay.
How the hell did it? How he beat that boss that like instantly? How the hell did that happen?
Okay. So
go on ahead. Ignore me.
What is your thought on this game? What are your thoughts?
On this one? I mean, my first time playing it. I mean, for the challenge. I mean, it is a definition of a cute 'em up type game. I liked everything about it. It's very colorful, for its time too. The first time, like I said, I played it. I even was talking to Jose about it. I'm like, dude, how the fuck do you defeat this first boss? Like, I didn't know where to shoot.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very very tedious detail, but when you shoot in the mouth, it slightly changes colors when you're
aim for the mouth. Yeah.
So,
Raj knows all about that.
Mouth, man.
So, but like you were saying too, I mean, very simple. The objective of it, I mean, you're destroying all the bases. I mean, you can literally walk on the ground and destroy them all for the ones on the ground or fly.
Yeah.
I want to, play it some more. I mean, I played it on normal. The only thing I didn't like is the power ups. Once you bought power ups, I mean, they were limited time and then they were gone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
We can't make the game too easy, but
Well,
right.
yeah. I mean, you would think to, and even super easy mode, they'd kind of make it to where it's infinite, but like it wasn't. I mean, I gave it a spin on super easy mode too after I finished it. But I mean, overall, like I said, I mean, it's a really good game. Like I would give this a 10 out of 10 as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay, 10 out of 10, great. What about you, Sir Joel? What did you think of this game?
All right, so I am familiar with the game itself.
You're old enough, so I'll be surprised if you weren't. But
I did see it in the arcades long ago when I was visiting Glicos or Power Zone, if I remember correctly, in Mega Mall in the Philippines. I wasn't able to play it all that much back then because of the fact that it wasn't my genre. I was more onto the like you said, Galaxy Force 2 type of games. But I did get much more familiar with this with the Yakuza Kiwami games. With Yakuza Kiwami, they had the Sega arcades there.
You can play the game in the game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
this one was one of the games that you won when I think it was Majima who won this game for play inside of the Yakuza game, because of the fact that he got enticed by the attendant saying that you can win my fantasy zone or something like that. So he got the wrong idea. But anyway, so this one I have to say is a lot of fun. And like Red Vibe says, the economy aspect of this is a plus for me. That you have to budget your money. You have to make sure that
you're an accountant, so I'm not surprised.
Exactly, that's true. That's true. Exactly. As an accountant, this does appeal to me. And I also like to call back to the fact that it's both directions, a la Defender. If you played the arcade game Defender, you can go move back, forward and backward, fighting enemies coming down from the skies and everywhere. Overall, I'd say this is shall we say, the personification of a cute 'em up. If you were to choose one, it would either be Twin B or Fantasy Zone.
There's the earlier two.
Yes, so it's 10 out of 10 for me. I'd say this one is is a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys ever play the game Judgment?
Sorry, what?
You guys ever play the game Judgment?
Not yet. No. Which one is which one is this one?
Well, it's the first one, just the regular Judgment on the PS4.
PS4, not yet. No.
I mean, this game too. It has the arcades in it too, and fantasy.
From the Yakuza, the spin-off series. Okay, this one is included in that one. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to give that a shot.
But my favorite game to go after on that one, when I played it, was Fighting Vipers.
Fighting Vipers. Oh, that's a good one. Yes, very cool. And Joe.
He's got that bitch face. Let's see what he's got to say. Let's see what
he's figuring out that this was what he was supposed to do when he was playing it. I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
One of the things that we like doing this in the shows, like showing gameplay. So I'm just baffled, like because when we do these challenges, I tend to play them as blind as possible.
He goes in blind, yeah.
And it's just so amazing how people tend to waste so much time just to perfect how to play these games. And that's why I'm like baffled earlier, like having those side comments when I was watching the gameplay the gameplay here. Like, oh, that's all it took. I mean, how easy that was, because I was having such a difficult time finishing some of the bosses here. Anyway, with Fantasy Zone, I am familiar with this game. It's one of those games that Sir Dan gave us before during his Shoot 'em Up challenge.
This is an advanced version of it, to be fair. This is not Super Fantasy Zone. This is Fantasy Zone. This is actually a better game in my view. But continue. This is more of an arcade.
I remember I was flailing around because I keep shooting at the enemies here. Where's the boss? And then and then Sir Dan told me, you need to destroy the motherships scattered all over the place until you get to the final the boss of the stage. So knowing what I know now,
I was able to work out. Why didn't you work it out? I mean, it's common sense. You see these little things there, and you find the boss. And there's a little map at the bottom with all these red things. You see these things. Can you not work out yourself? These guys worked it out, and you didn't work it out.
No, because
What's wrong with
sometimes
you?
sometimes the mechanic is that you have to clear out everything before you get to the boss. And in this case, he didn't get the idea that you had to get those floating
All
things
right.
first. Yeah.
Please
Mhm.
continue your rant, Peanut Brain. What else did you?
I am getting sick of tired. I am getting sick of tired of all of these interruptions. God damn it!
Okay, fine. Go
Okay.
ahead, go ahead.
Again, how can you work out? You had to
Shut
take
up!
out.
I'm ranting.
All
Shut
right,
up!
go ahead. Go for it. Go for it.
No.
It's my
Go on.
turn. God damn it! All right. So yeah. So knowing what I know now, so okay. So I already beat. So I already beat the motherships. Okay. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, I was able to get like stage 6, or was it
Okay.
stage 5? No. What's the situation with all of the snow stage? Polaria, I
6.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was able to, without cheating, without save states.
That's
Okay.
very good. But you played
Fuck
on super
you.
easy mode, didn't
All
you?
right.
You played on super easy mode, though. Didn't you? Play on super easy mode, didn't you?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
how else do you think I'm gonna play this one?
Okay.
And all that money.
Mm.
Fast upgrades in the
So
beginning.
yeah. So okay. So in this case, I love this game enough
Yeah.
not to cheat.
Oh, there we go. Well
Let's
done.
leave it at that.
So the other games
You
you
played on
cheated?
super easy, but you did all right. That's good. Did you play it on like? So this is the first boss, but if you play it on arcade version, it's a different pumpkin design. It becomes a 3D pumpkin, like a fuller one. The bosses are different on the 2 different versions on Fantasy Zone. On this particular game on the 2022 version, so you got the arcade version and you got the other version with different ones. So it's worth checking out. It's actually 2 games in one. But I don't know which versions you gents have played, but the game still plays fundamentally the same. But yeah, it's just different boss designs and slightly different level designs. Right, what's Richard Ortega saying? He said, recall the Sega Ages version of Fantasy Zone. I wish Sega would revive this series in the future, but it will be wishful thinking. We'll see. So Dan says, Fantasy Zone is such a funky game, essentially defended with added depth. I just really like the more the strategic aspect to the stage and game design. Probably the best boss patterns out of any of the games, to be fair. Game so far. Brilliant points about the replay value, Virage. 9 out of 10. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right, fair enough. So yeah, you were saying, so Joe. I mean, what are your frustrations with this game? You know, what's your beef?
My beef,
It wasn't little.
beef broccoli. No,
Oh my
it's just that no. I mean, if I played this for the first time ever, then yeah, I would have flailed around shooting at everything just to get to the boss.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, look, you've learned. I think one of the biggest criticisms I've heard throughout a number of these games on this is like, oh, I'm going to die here. I didn't work this out. The whole point in the game is to test you, so you make mistakes. You're supposed to die. You're supposed to learn from your mistake. It's like sometimes I feel like criticism when I hear that. I'm thinking, well, what? You telling me you didn't stumble before you learned to walk? I think it's that kind of thing, and I don't really accept that as criticism personally. I think, okay, if you die, you die, but learn from your mistakes and go forward. And I think this game, yeah, you are going to die a lot. You're going to die a lot, and you will learn from muscle memory how to avoid projectiles like this and take out the bosses. Sometimes it's impossible. Like you think, how could I got out of that spot if we look in the video? But you want to put yourself in that position in the first place if you know how to sort of go to take out the bosses. You go behind the other way. So you try different strategies. What I really love about this game personally is the economy aspect of it. You know, I like the fact that it teaches you how to manage your money and get the right power ups and get through it. And the game can be as hard as to be now with this version. Obviously, you've got super easy mode there, so that actually makes the game accessible to so many people. So
no, just like Sir One mentioned here, if I am trying to save all of that money just to get that super spread shot, god damn it, I earned that. Keep it permanent.
Oh
okay?
yeah, that's true.
5 seconds, like less than 10 seconds only, like a limited time only, and then
it's such a power up. That will make the game too easy. That's too easy. That's too easy.
Hey, shut up! That's you. This is us. Okay.
Some of us are looking for very
easy.
Okay.
All right. So shut up! It's not for you. It's for us. Okay. It's for us. So shut up. Shut up! All right. I'm saying here. I'm trying to save all of that cash because I'm enticed to use that super spread. I earned that shit. All right. Keep it there. All right.
That's not how the world works. Okay.
Well, you have to
not
admit,
in your world.
Yeah, not, you have to admit though, Viraj,
Your
like
world.
in earlier games
Fuck
like
your world.
Contra, the moment that you get the power up, you have it until you die. Kind of like in
True.
Contra or
Yeah.
in Gradius, you have it until you die,
Yeah.
and it's set up an expectation already that you have it until you either lose the
Mm.
round or you go
Yeah.
on to the next stage. But in this case, I guess that's a mechanic that frustrates Joe. The fact that
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
well,
I
I
mean,
guess it plays into the budget portion of it, shall we say?
cock teasing us just like that. If I have the spread shot and I die, hey, it's on me.
Yeah.
But in this case, you earned that, and then the
Mhm.
game's just gonna blue ball you, just a taste. You want this again? Oh, better save up, better save up more cash.
Oh,
I don't
well,
know.
it is what it is, I guess. I mean, I really love this game personally. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 because I think it's like the best out of all the cute ups. I think it's just so accessible to
Yeah.
so many people. I understand it has minor little issues with that you guys have, but I think that the fact that it punishes you on some of the harder modes.
Minor details can be overlooked.
Yeah, I really love this game. I think it's the best of the lot in terms of accessibility, and it's out of Twinbee and Fantasy Zone. I'll pick Fantasy Zone as the earliest sort of cute ups, and I think that this particular version, that's what I'm giving a 10 out of 10 because I know there was a Master System version. There's different ones, and they will have their flaws. Personally, I think they were great for their time, but I think if you're going to play Fantasy Zone, it's got to be the one that's on the Mega Drive Mini 2. Obviously, the ROM has been ripped from the Mega Drive Mini 2, and you can find it somewhere, and you can still play it. But it's that particular version, this particular version I'm pointing at, that's the one to play. And without further ado, I think that's us done. We're talking about all 8 games. Wow, yeah, that's really
Wait,
good. So
Joe still has not given his rating for each one. He did
bloody hell.
say that he was gonna end with the ratings, right?
God, there we go.
Are we doing that? Oh, hang on. How about Sir One? Sir One. For the other games, just give us your quick
Oh
rundown.
yeah, that's true. One didn't get a
itself.
chance to. Just a quick rundown of your personal ratings. One.
Well, Troubleshooter. I mean, the first one that I played. I mean, I really liked it. I was very just into it. Hands down, I would give that game a 10 out of 10. I would play it 10 more times.
Okay.
I mean, just for the aspect too. I mean, granted, I mean, you had one person shooting one way, one person shooting the other way. I mean, it was action packed.
Nice.
What games you guys do after that?
Parodius.
SNES.
That one, I played it for a bit. I mean, I was intrigued that the bosses were fucking turkeys.
Nonsense fantasy.
I mean, yeah, I mean, very fantasy. I mean, just a real good little side scroller shooter. I mean, I'd give that one a 7 out of 10. I mean, I'd play it more to fully complete it. Let's see, what was next? Twinkle Tail.
Yeah.
That one I liked. I put quite a bit of time into it. I mean, it also reminded me of Vampire Survivors, the way the mechanics was and played.
That's true.
But with that one, what's her name? Saria. At least she got to keep her fucking weapon upgrades, and you had the 3 different variations. That one I gave a 10 out of 10. Like I enjoyed that one, and I want to play it again.
Okay, great. Rocky on the SNES was the next one.
That one, I was telling Jose I had issues. I got to a certain point, and my ROM just kept freezing on me and crashing. So I really didn't get a chance to play it. So I gotta go through that, and I'll give you guys an update on that one.
Sure.
Okay, so the one after that we did was Pop and Twinbee on the SNES.
That one, I mean, I like that one. I mean, very colorful. I sent Jose a video because it looked like you were a dick was shooting at you. It was hilarious. I mean, I liked it. I mean,
he likes when the dick shoots at him.
I know. I got that. I picked up on that one.
He wants it to aim for the mouth.
Overall, like I said, it was good. Shoot 'em up style game. In this little challenge. I liked it. I mean, especially coming from Konami. Who I like. Their games that they release. But I didn't finish it all the way. But I still want to go through and and play it more. But so far, what I played, I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Wow. Okay.
But like I said, I mean, I want to play it again and finish it, and then I guarantee you have a better rating.
Okay. The next one was Kyo Flying Squadron. I think you've
I rated that one.
The second half of the show. That's good. So all right, that's good. So now we go back to Sir Joe because he hasn't rated any of these games. So let's see what he has to say with the 8. So we start with Troubleshooter with you, Sir Joe. What are your thoughts on it?
No. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it like that.
Okay,
I'm gonna do it. I'm rating this based on the games that I dislike the least.
Dislike
okay.
least. Okay.
Dislike the least. So from the most and then the least. Okay. Panorama Cotton, glitchy as hell. What the fuck?
Mhm.
KO. If it wasn't for the bunny suit, yeah, would have been number one. So it's my second for me.
Okay.
Next one, Parodius. All right,
Mm.
and then Fantasy Zone, and
Mhm.
then my top three would be Poppin' Twin B,
Mhm.
Yeah.
then Pocky and Rocky, and
Yeah.
then the one that I hated the least, Twinkle Tail.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
So Joe did a ranking rather than a rating. There you
Okay,
go.
fair enough. Okay, he has to be special, obviously, because he's
No,
our special friend
that's
here.
perfectly fair. Perfectly fair for him to do that. Yeah. Okay.
Again,
yeah, I mean,
the games that I cheated the most, yeah, because I like them the most. That's why I
Well,
cheated.
Look, I'm glad that there are people in the panel, and I hope there are people listening to the podcast who find these interesting, and will give them a fair shot. Obviously, this is the first time some people have played these games, and I hope that they do play these games through because they're really, really good games. I'll have to think what next to do on this sort of next challenge aspect of the show, and I'm sure I'll make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to do another challenge, man. We've got to keep these going, man. I think people enjoy this because
we have the image, so we have to use it.
we have to use it now. Well, we'll give you another challenge soon enough, and we'll have some fun with it. But yeah, these are the, like, in my opinion, some of the most interesting 16-bit shoot 'em ups. There are other shoot 'em ups. There's quite a few on the PC Engine, which sadly I didn't want to have enough time for in this episode. Star Parodia is an honorable mention that I think you should definitely give a go if you can on the PC Engine CD add-on. Wonderful soundtrack, wonderful visuals, but it's not true 16-bit to be fair. And there are other games like Colbury on the 32X, which is an interesting shoot 'em up. And you also have Sexy Parodius, which is the one that I'd recommend to Joe because I think that's definitely his cup of tea. And it is actually the best in the Parodius games. Forget the whole sexy aspect of it. It's actually the best of the Parodius games in my view. But without further ado, I'd like to thank everyone in the panel and those of you who joined us at home for this episode. So well done for playing these games. And well done for bearing with us. All right, so let's wrap this up.
All right, thank you for that, guys. So we will do our shameless plugs now. Let's start off with Sir Jose. Where can they touch your grass?
You can find me on all socials as Dark Gothic Fate, all gaming platforms as Dark Gothic Fate. And until next time, Bullet Hell Challenge. Yes, I love Bullet Hells.
Fuck. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm not sure if you're going to thank you for that. But how about Sir Joe?
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here for Virage's Cute 'em Up Challenge. This is Joel. You can find me on Twitch, on kick.com, and on Rumble, #FUFB, and almost always here on the Timeless Gamer Show, unless life gets in the way. And of course, on the brand new streaming platform called Streamer.live, STREAMR.live, a very light, very easy to use streaming platform if you're looking for some place to do your streams of your retro or modern games. Streamer.live, STREAMR.LIVE is the place to be. Create your account, join up. Hey, you might be the next big thing on streaming. Back to you, Joe.
Fishing challenge. Okay, thank you for Sir Joe. Sir RV, Retro Vibes. Where can they touch your grass?
Hello, so you can find me on YouTube, Retro Vibes. Thank you to Sir Viraj for recommending these. I enjoyed the first time, and I enjoyed playing all these games. More to come, hopefully. But thank you. Back to you, Sir Joe.
All right, thank you for that, Sir RV, and of course, Sir Juan. Where can they touch your grass?
First off, Viraj, thank you for this challenge that you issued. All the games are fun. First time playing them all, but you can find me on all socials at The Raiders, all gaming platforms, The Raiders. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Sir Juan, and of course, Sir Viraj.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and thanks to the panelists. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It's glad to see people again playing these for the first time and finding a lot of joy out of it. And these are games that are so old, but they're just so relevant today. So I'm glad that's the thing. Where can you find me? You can find me on this platform here on the Timeless Gaming Podcast. I do come here every now and then to join in discussions. You can find me on. Oh, if only, right? You'd love to see that. You'd pay me a lot of money to see me on the OnlyFans, wouldn't you? Jose? You can afford me, mate. It would cost me a lot more money for that sort of thing. But look, you can find me on Twitter. I'm on X's Bygone Games. And you'll find me at the London Gaming Market tomorrow because I'll be trading there at Russell Square at the Royal National Hotel. So that should be a fun day. And obviously the Sega Genesis group on Facebook, which is where I usually hang around. But yeah, once again, special thanks to everybody who joined in. And I'll have to be extra thoughtful for another gaming channel as to which direction I want to take this in. But thank you very much once again. Over to you guys back.
All right, thank you for that, Sir Viraj. Sir Dan keeps on insisting the bullet hell challenge. You know what, Sir Dan? Personally, I would consider it if you're gonna join us with.
That's right.
You're
gonna
join us
for
that
a funny show. I'll have to think of. I'm going to do something interesting anyway. You know what I'm going to do anyway because I've told Sir Dan, but I know I have to be thoughtful as to what games.
Yeah, even a recording, Dan. Just join us for that one. If you're going to suggest that, join us even for a recording.
I will not participate on that one if Sir Dan's not doing anything.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. All right, take us home.
All right, just to whore out the show again, guys. You can still find us on our YouTube channel. So it's timelessgamers.com. And our email address, timelessgamers.show @gmail.com for all of your messages. If you like reading books and video game history, check out BitMap Books. Our description box right down there. Just use that link so you can help the Timeless Gamer Show. And if you are thinking of starting your own webinars, online classes, and podcasts, Streamyard may be the right platform for you. Check out the description box down below for a 14-day free trial. No credit cards whatsoever necessary. Alrighty. And thank you all so much for people down there at the chat. Sir Dan, Sir Jomar, Sir Marlon, and Sir Richard, John Philip. Miss I is also watching down there, and Sir JDM.
And don't forget Gummy. Gummy is always there. Thanks very much, Gummy.
Of course, thank you and Gummy. Sir JDM, please be safe. Miss I, speedy recovery. Alrighty, and that's the show. Our games and our bodies may grow out of date, but our gaming experiences will forever remain.
Timeless.
Timeless. Thank you.
All right, enjoy the weekend, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye now.